You are listening to the Main Event Moto podcast.
It's time for episode number 175 of Main Event Moto. It's going to be a fun one because the racing was awesome. Joe, Ironman, come and gone. And we got to talk about Eli Tomac, buddy, because you said that he could make a run, but you didn't think that he would. I just got to ask you right off the top, do you think differently now that he has chipped away a pretty big chunk? I thought on a day when he wasn't even that great.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Cooksey made the point, I think, that where, this is outdoors. You can make up 50 points basically in a day, so for sure.
You know what's funny, though, is last week, after the show, like during the week, I was just kind of thinking back to our conversation, and I was a believer that Zach, would be great this summer, but I thought Eli would get him. But I started during the week thinking, I don't know. I don't think Eli's going to get him. I think maybe Zach's just going to kind of 1-2 this. Like, he could 1-2 it all the way, and that didn't happen. Let's talk to Andy Gregg about it. What happened to the seat? Why was he all over the place, knocking? Was there something wrong with his grip?
There's nothing wrong with the grip. I'll tell you what, though. Gosh, dang it! The first 3 rounds, I've not been very impressed with the lappers, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but not. And I'm not talking about the time when Zach, for example, clipped the other lapper and they both fell in the corner. I think that was just a misjudgment on Zach's part. But I mean, good Lord, I was watching the race, and they're waving the blue flag, and the dudes would just turn over into Tomac's line or anybody's line, and some of these lappers. I won't ever say their names because a lot of them are my friends, but it's like...
And running your cover.
Yeah, but I was like, dude, we might renegotiate this contract here.
50% off next year, buddy. Yeah.
But I mean, it just seems odd right now. I just feel like for some reason the lappers, for me, I've noticed in the first 3 rounds have it's like they don't see the blue flag or they just don't care about it.
They don't care.
They just don't.
No.
So it's kind of unfortunate because I felt like it was going to be a pretty good battle between all the riders, and then a couple lappers got in there and forced them to spread them out a little bit.
It goofed it up a little bit. I'm pretty satisfied, though, with the battles that we did see and some of the stuff we saw, but I know what you're saying. We might have got robbed of a little bit of a more epic situation, but definitely I'd give them a pass at the Mutter. But the first round and this round, I know what you're saying. They're funneling right into the battles every time. And I don't know if they're trying to get out of the way and just ending up in the way or if they're just not paying attention, but it happened more than once.
Or they assume that, so like later in the race when it was the 3 and the 51 are racing, right? So the 3 goes by, and what do they just assume? He's got a 40-second lead? Because then they just come right over. It's like, as soon as he passes, they just tuck back in line. And it was like, wait, there might be another guy. Like, you can't just assume that Tomac's 40 seconds in the lead, and I'm not even that big of a Barcia fan, but I was like up on the edge of my seat, like, oh man, we're gonna have a battle to the white flag, and then I was like, eh.
Hey Joe,
yep.
If Andy ever gives us the blue flag, we better move over, because if not, we're getting our Main Event Moto sponsorship cut in half.
Yep.
All right, it's gonna be a good show though. Andy, thanks for coming in.
Yep.
Producer Joe, nice to see you as always. We got another guest though. It's this. Filling up the room has been pretty fun, so we thought, why not do it again? Plus, this guy doesn't get home often. He's a NorCal guy he's been all over the place the last few years, but I think he's settled in on the Tennessee area. It's Triple J. What up, Triple J?
What's going on, boys?
Welcome home.
Thank you.
Why are you back? What are you doing
came
here?
home again for a wedding. So
you always come back for weddings.
Yeah. It seems like that. Every time I'm home, it's for a wedding or
who's
some people call a
next? Who's your next buddy?
I don't know. It's going to be tough. I know Ballard just got married. He's supposed to be throwing a party, so I don't know what his plans are, if he's going to have a lot of people coming over. But that's probably next on the list is Blake Ballard. He's
next.
He just got married, so he's in love. He's got a kid, so I'm pumped for him. He's crushing it right now, so he'll probably be the next on the list.
Nice. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
How long are you here for?
I'll be here till Tuesday.
And you rode Hangtown today, huh?
I wouldn't call it riding, but
you were there,
I was on a dirt bike.
You were there.
Yeah. Infield was sick.
Was it?
Yeah, it was good.
How many laps did you do?
Probably 10.
That's good. That's
3 sessions, 10 laps. It was
10 more
solid.
than I would have done.
Kobe's bike's a little soft for me, so he's about 140 pounds wet, so I'm 295. But it was fun.
Damn, Kobe Leonard's. This is going to be fun, though. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Andy, this is going to be a good show. Good to have you back pretty quick. What'd you think overall, guys? For me, this was the first real outdoor, and I'm not going to deny that the two Lorettas were okay. They were fun. I liked them, but this was the first outdoor. I mean, look at the hill. Look at this big jump, elevation changes. So for me, I was excited to watch These guys now back on a regular outdoor track, just the traditional track. And I didn't think it disappointed. Started out soft and muddy, little bit, a little messy, dried up, got better. And hey, when the end of the day, your best moto, most exciting race action happens and it kind of builds. For me, it felt like it built all day. I think it's a win. I thought it was a good one. I enjoyed every minute of it. Triple?
I think the track really came around.
You went there last year?
I was there last year. The crazy thing about this track is it's never open to the public, so it's only open for the racing. So I think the dirt stays really good all throughout the year, and then nobody else can get practice on it. So overall, everybody I've talked to that's ridden that track loves it.
And the layout, did you like the change? I thought the other layout was cool too, but I think the changes were better. Maybe not for racing. I felt like it did funnel a little bit, but I just thought the track had a cooler flow. I like this layout better.
Yeah, I think the track overall is one of the best. You got Redbud and whatnot, but overall, just the way that this track goes and flows with the dirt, overall the track's really cool. And I'll tell you right now, Godzilla and that downhill table are two of the scariest things I ever walked.
Oh yeah, it's scary.
You're taking off at the bottom of the lip, like you don't even get to the top. It's a weird jump. It's really sketchy.
What's scarier, Andy? That big uphill triple thingy or whatever, or just watching Justin Barcia in Moto 2? What was scarier?
Probably watching Barcia.
I was at 180 heart rate.
Yeah.
The dude, hey, he proved one thing. He is in shape, because to have that many close calls and never let up all the way to the checkered, he passed the in shape test. You know what I'm saying? Head shake, legs flopping, never let off, never backed off, charged the end. Barcia's in shape. There's no question, no debate.
Yeah, he came to play this year, and it's contract year, so you kind of expect it out of him to, step it up some. But yeah, he definitely is entertained this year, even in the mud race. He was there. He put in solid laps, rode ragged there too. So he's ready to fight, I think, all the way to the end.
I think so too. I know we're 3 rounds in, and the typical story on Barcia is he comes in hot and then things happen and he kind of fades away. But if you think about the bike that he really does like in these kind of settings, he says he for 2 years now, he said in soft, ruddy conditions, he loves the bike. We're going to Redbud. We're going to Millville. If you look at the tracks, we're not going to many of these drier, hard pack. It's going to be stuff like this a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like this series is set up to be pretty dang good for him at least being comfortable on his machine. And if he's going to be fighting like that and throwing it around, like, it obviously shows that he means business and he's not just riding off, ending 2020 in whatever way. You know what I'm saying, Joe? Have you gotten the vibe now 3 rounds in? Remember we were talking Baggett, Barcia before the season, which one of these guys was maybe into it, which one wasn't?
Yep.
I think we got our answer.
Definitely.
Barcia's, he's going for it, man.
Proof's in the chocolate cake.
Did you like him at the end of the race going to Eli and give him a little knuckle? Because remember this year, these two were yelling at each other. Remember the Moto dubs and all that came out with them yelling? I thought that was pretty cool on both of them to give each other respect. They both deserved it. And I feel like it was just a good look for Barcia, especially someone who seems to get caught up in those things. For him to be able to lose and then go give him the knuckles and be like, respect, I don't know.
Nailed it.
It warmed the heart a little bit.
Yeah,
right? I just thought, all right, that was good.
Off on that one. Yeah, it's respect. Sure.
Andy, you mentioned contract year too. Should we talk about that real quick and just say what's out? It's out now, right?
Yeah, I believe it is, right?
Okay, good, because that's my rule here now. I don't break news. I talk about news.
I don't think it's confirmed. Like, I think there's still...
No, it's confirmed.
Is it confirmed?
Yeah, I think it's pretty confirmed. Right? Why you what?
I just didn't know for sure. You know more than I do.
If Steve Mathis says it's confirmed, dude.
That's true.
He's what would that be, Joe? What would be like
TMZ?
Nah, because TMZ's like TMZ's like rumor. Like what would be like when it's proven for sure? I guess.
I don't know. But
he's like the CIA. He seems to have the insight on everybody.
Some
E-News. I don't know.
E-News.
They always knew everything.
Deep throat.
No, maybe.
Yeah.
One thing on Barcia though, does he figure out this consistency thing? Loretta's won by 20 seconds last weekend. This weekend he goes 12-4.
Or 12.
12-2.
12-2.
Yeah, 4 fourth.
For
right?
fourth, yeah. So does he figure it out?
Maybe not. No, but does Zach figure it out? Does Eli figure it? Does Marvin? Even Marvin's second moto kind of.
Yeah, his second moto wasn't great.
I think Andy, do you think Marvin just gave it so much in the first to get the win that Moto 2, I think he was a little flat.
Oh, I think he was.
Right? I mean, that's what it looked like. He just like was good, but like didn't have it. I mean, I think he spent it, right?
Yeah, I think he even kind of said it in his interview afterward that he's like, well, first moto, I got a great start, like second moto, good start, but not good enough. I think he mentally felt like if he whole shotted the second, because I've been there. I've been on the gate before where you crush the first moto and you're like, oh man, dude, I'm exhausted. But if I get a whole shot, I'll pick
up where I left off.
I'm gonna do it.
But if I don't
get a whole shot, I'm just gonna do my best. And that's kind of the way I took his interview was that, hey, I didn't whole shot, so I took the position that I could get. If he would have whole shotted the second moto, we probably would have seen a different Marvin. But the fact that he didn't whole shot, I kind of think he just went like, okay, I'm exhausted. Let me
stack some points and get through the day. And
we got a doubleheader next weekend.
Yeah, is it Friday, Monday?
Yeah.
So they moved it because remember it was different before.
I think it was Saturday, Tuesday.
Is that what it was? So Friday.
Maybe I could be wrong. But either way, it's a doubleheader.
Monday is going to be
Michigan's either going to rain or it's going to be really hot.
Is that what it's showing right now?
I haven't checked.
Check it. What's it in? Buchanan?
Yeah, Buchanan, Michigan.
Yeah, check it. Because both days we'll be able to see. Who else was I impressed? Oh, Adam Cincerello. Super impressed by him, mainly because he shut her down Moto 2. Dude, the guy, you know Adam, right? We've seen enough to know that when that guy has got a shot at something, he's all in. And 7 minutes left in that moto, I was wondering, like, are you going to go for it right here and just say, this is the one, I'm not letting off? Or are you going to accept it? And I thought the fact that he got kind of worked, they got him, whatever, and he just settled in and then moved his way backwards and took it. Dude, podium overall. Like, I mean, this is what you need to build, right? This is what for him. Just back. This is 4 motos in a row now where he's been solid, clean, no mistakes, no silly stuff. I mean, it looks like the base is finally forming. And if you saw 20 minutes of the second moto, a win's not far off, right? I mean, it's right there.
If he has consistency, he'll be solid.
A little bit quicker, a little bit stronger later, and maybe it takes Eli a little longer to get going, or even Marv, whatever. I'm just saying he's pretty close to getting a moto win and maybe an overall because he's starting to put back-to-back solid rides. And I was just extremely impressed that he was able to just take the fourth. You know what I mean? You're a rookie, probably not going to win the title. Take the fourth. It's better than an 18th or a 24th or a 9th because you fell and had to pick it up and you know whatever. Andy, I step in the right direction, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've talked about that on this show before many times that Adam's definitely the guy. I mean, it's not an issue. The speed and even his endurance, I think, is there. It's these weird Vegas, you know what I mean? It's like, you could almost make a movie about his career just of the epic fails. So, you know what I mean?
I mean, you could,
but it's not.
Hey, it could be a success story too. But I know what you're saying. There's a lot of those things, right? Those one-off like WTFs.
Yeah, and so I mean, it's as long as he could settle down, concentrate about it a little bit more, like you said, and some days just take the fourth or take a fifth, because you're gonna start taking 2s, 1s, 3s, and then it's gonna feel way more comfortable.
Yeah, and all of a sudden now you have a new habit. You have a new you, which is 3s and 2s, 3s, 2s, and then 2s and 1s, and then 1s and 1s. Like you can't get there overnight. I like it. I'm pretty pumped with the way he rode. But I kind of talked to Joe about it at the very beginning. 40 points is what it was, triple. We were kind of on the fence. We thought for sure he could do it, but would he? I don't know. He kind of looked a little flat the first 2. You know, it just looked a little shaky. But now that you've seen another 2 or a 2-1, an overall, and what's it down to now? 27? Is he 27 out of the lead?
Yeah, it looks like Osborne's at 122 and Tomac's at 95.
Okay, so from 40 to 27 in one day.
Yeah, it's not a bad day.
So now I'm not even looking at the deficit as it doesn't mean anything to me. I have to watch 4 more rounds before I even look at the points. Right? He's back in it. He's 27 points out. And which one of those guys
from Osborne? It's right there.
One goofy weekend from Barsha's been hot. One moto good, one moto bad. Yeah. Marvin's been pretty dang solid, but Zach now a couple bad motos. I mean, after Redbud, he could be at 12 after these 2 red buds, and that means what, 4 rounds to go with 12 points. I mean, that discussion's done, right? He's in it. He's back in it all the way.
I think whoever comes out red bud strong with it being back to back, because it's like, you know what it's like, Andy. You know what it's like when you ride. You're pretty wore out after, and these guys are not just riding; they're racing. And it's Friday. You got 2 days of rest, and then Monday. So it's gonna be really heavy on them. And I think whoever can manage it and come out on top is gonna be whoever can get the most.
So maybe a red bud is your.
It's your Daytona, like Supercross. They always say the championship in Supercross starts at Daytona. Well, after the second red bud, I think that's where it's kind of like, okay, now.
And it's their biggest challenge of the year.
Yeah.
It's the back-to-back at a gnarly track.
Mm-hmm.
You get through those 2, that's 5, and you got 4 to go, 4-round runoff after the back-to-back. And they get that weekend off too, right? The next weekend, right?
Should be, yeah.
So Friday, Monday, and then the weekend off.
And I think
they're not going Monday, Sunday. And then, so it's like a little breather, a little breath, 4-round runoff.
I think it's gonna be really good. I think it's gonna be it could swing anyone's direction after.
I think Marvin's in this thing more than I thought too. Obviously, Andy, we just said he spent himself the second moto a little bit, but the first moto was badass. I mean, that was as good as I've ever seen him. I mean, we've seen him actually on this track. Remember when the year Hurlings was there? He was pretty damn good that year.
Yep.
Marvin's had these days where you're like, wow, this is his day. That first moto was like one of those. So you know he's got it, but now he's just got to do 2, and I think that's not far off either. So I think Marvin's in this thing as much as Zach is, even though he's double digits out. I think that might be even a bigger challenge towards the end of this thing, just because
he's still working on race shape.
Zach,
I think he's trying to get back into race. He's racing into race shape right now, I think.
I agree.
What was it, a year he was off?
Whole year from this track,
so
too.
I think
they said it.
Yeah, it was this track.
Weege or one of them said it was this track a year ago.
Yeah, so I think after he gets into race shape, he's going to be, a real big threat. And I mean, not saying he's not a threat now. He not dominated, but he did really good that first moto. But I could see him getting in shape and doing both motos.
Yeah, picking it up. Andy, what about Zach? What's the deal? What happened? Are we? Is it all good? Are we good? Is he
I think
okay?
we're good. I think sometimes Zach, just from watching him and just being a fan. I mean, I was a fan of him when he came over and rode for Rock River Yamaha in Supercross that year. But right before the GP started. I mean, I followed.
Oh yeah, he did what did he do? A 2-round deal or something?
He actually rode
that?
like 4 rounds and was leading the points and still left. He was leading like West Coast points and then left, or he was second in points. I mean, he was right there at the top, and then he left, to go back to the GPs. But regardless, Zach, I've noticed that he's really good under pressure, but at the same time, he makes mistakes under pressure. Like Loretta's, his bike doesn't start. He didn't panic. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, other riders would have been pacing around, like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Like, I know my mental state, I don't know how I would have been able to ride knowing my bike didn't start. I have to go ride B practice. And then you go out there and you leave, winning the overall.
Yeah, yeah. On a day that fell apart, right? You had the rug pulled out from underneath you raining. First thing.
Yeah, and then to come here and I feel like that mistake with the lapper in the first moto was just a misjudged it. I think he thought he was coming in quicker than he was on the lapper and was going to be able to get that line. And I think at that point of the race, he felt like he was trying to get back into it and battle for the win, and then that just took the wind out of his sails, and he ended up losing a couple positions. And I think he just started making mistakes mentally. But I think Zach can handle the pressure. It's just he's got to tidy up the little mistakes when.
Yeah, I mean, okay. To your point, the night he won the championship in Vegas, he also had a pretty big mistake. I mean, did he go to the LCQ that night, or did he get ninth in his heat or something? Why was he so far outside again?
I think he went to LCQ. I could be wrong, but I know off the start.
What I'm saying is,
he was dead last.
He came through clutch, like you said, right? I mean, in the biggest moment of his life, he was really mentally strong and collapsed in the same race.
Well, yeah, because
or same night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the more I think about it, like
it's a little bit of both.
When he makes the mistakes, that's when. So he could have Tomac, whoever, breathing down his neck the entire race. He never makes a mistake, wins a moto, right? But then when he's running third or fourth and he dabs a foot or gets a little squirrely, he starts beating himself up.
Almost like snowballs.
Yeah, because like he can handle the pressure of another competitor, but it's almost like he can't handle his own internal pressure, right? If that makes sense. So when he makes the mistake, then he starts worrying about the mistake he made more than just regrouping is really what it boils down to.
Right.
Like that movie, The Replacements, the quicksand. Make a mistake,
Yeah.
and then another mistake, and then another mistake, and then next
like
thing you
the,
know, you're buried.
Yeah.
But I think he's thinking about, I could be wrong, but it almost seems like you get 2 overalls. Do you think he's already like thinking championship? Like, you think he's pressuring?
Yeah, we talked about it last week. We had a listener question. It's like, no matter what, they're all thinking about the championship. Right now, today, Zach is, Marvin is, Barsha is, Eli is, even Adam is. They're all thinking about it. They're all thinking, what can I do next weekend to get myself in a better position and maybe have a run? If you're within range, you're thinking about it, and you're telling everybody you're not.
Yeah.
That's automatic. Anyways, I do want to throw one thing in, Joe. Last week, remember we're talking about we're rule followers, right?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, here we go.
No. Just listen. I got some clarification. What?
We're listening.
Go ahead.
I don't know what that is.
Go ahead.
I broke the rules.
Go ahead, Daddy. Go ahead.
I just want to know what he's implying. What do you mean? I
broke the rules.
You did? Oh yeah, rule follower.
Hey, but I didn't break the rule first, so then I felt like it was cool that I was there. And so
okay,
I broke the rule first.
I thought my brother did.
Oh, he did.
Well, who sent the picture of?
He did.
I did.
Okay,
but I tried to delete it because I had no service, but it still went through.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Amart getting assistance last week. And we kind of debated like what we thought about, because he had
I was standing right there. It was so heartbreaking.
Hold on, I got a DM.
Okay.
I don't want to say the name because I don't think that'd be fair, but I'm just going to say...
Are they qualified?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, guys, blank from MX Sports here. So this is from MX Sports, okay? This is from someone there. Driving up to Ironman from Loretta's listening to show 174 and wanted to clarify a little something on the Amart outside assistance discussion. Assistance from officials is allowed and not considered outside assistance when it's for the purpose of control or safety, i.e. getting a rider or bike out of the track, which I also did several times each moto to keep from adding additional issues. So if the help is from an AMA official or MX Sports official and it's for those reasons, which to get him or the bike off the track, whatever, it's not outside assistance. And in the mud where he was stuck in a part of the track where he could have got blasted. I mean, at that point, he was like a little brown. He was just pure mud. He was a brown guy and bike under the bike. You couldn't even see him. He's going to get ran over. No one's tear-offs are left.
What's wrong with brown guys?
Nothing at all. You just got to get him off the track. That's all.
I'll tell you right now, I was standing right there and watching it. Like, he went down. After he already went down before, this is the second time he went down, and he's yelling at MX Sports, hands up, because he can't pick the bike up. He couldn't pick the bike up.
Right.
TV was
stuck under it.
TV got there late. And he couldn't pick it up. His guys are yelling at him. MX Sports is like, we can't do anything. So that's interesting to know that because MX Sports looked at him for about 4 minutes and didn't help him.
Maybe that was just personal, and then they realized that maybe they didn't like him.
But I felt so bad for him because he's so tiny and he couldn't pick it up out of the dirt. He was exhausted, and nobody could help him.
Maybe they thought it was Jeremy.
Maybe,
and they're like, let him sit there.
But
they're like, oh, it's Alex. Get him.
The interesting part about that though is in the first turn, pileups. You're assisted by your team all the time.
Exactly. They're usually in the way. They're usually in the way of other guys or standing on people's bikes.
I laughed so hard in the second moto of this when Dylan crashes in the first turn with Shane. Okay, the Star Yamaha dude jumps the fence or jumps the little, whatever was sitting there, hay bale or something, whatever. He hops over. He jumps over. He picks up, McAdoo's trying to get up all these guys. He picks up Dylan's bike and he's trying to get Dylan going. Shane picks his bike up all by himself, like no mom and dad. Like that's what I felt like. He was like the kid that has no parents.
Right.
Like he picks his bike up, takes off. All the other kids get up with no parents, and then here's Dylan's dad, or whoever. It's like the guy with the Star Yamaha jacket on gets his bike up, and he's the last one. It's like you had assistance, and you're still the last one to get going.
Yeah, that's.
But it made for good TV because he charged to the field.
Oh, we'll get to 250. We'll do that after the break. But yeah, just wanted to clarify that while it popped up. So 450 though, yeah, Tomac, he was pretty good though, right? I mean, I think it wasn't like the Eli of the last 3 years, but to me, that's kind of scary because this looked like a step in the right direction back towards where he's going to be probably Friday. You know what I mean? Like the first two were bad. He had the DNFs, and this was like a 2-1. And even that one though, with Barsha all over him, it didn't look like a regular Eli one. It looked like a Like, he had to really, really fight for this one, where in the past I feel like he's kind of just worked them all at the end. But the step in the right direction for him is huge, in my opinion, because now he's won an overall. We're way past Loretta's. We're out of there. I'm sure the bike... Actually, I was going to say the bike issue thing might not be over. You see that thing smoking second moto?
Oh, I saw it way before they even announced it. And
What?
I'm sitting there in the house by myself. I'm like, does nobody see the smoke? I'm like, what is going on here? And I was like fired up that they didn't even notice it.
Well, my point was that they are past Loretta's and the DNF and the smoke and all that, and then I forgot that it did it again here, but you know what I mean? Don't you feel like Eli's like 80% back to what it's going to be, and now you should probably be pretty scared from here on out, right? That he went 2-1 and it just... I feel like it was a half step, and I think they might be in big trouble.
If he wins another one, it's going to be really interesting. If he wins
Like,
Friday
if he goes 2-1 or 3-1 or 1-1.
Yeah.
So if
like
he goes 1-1 on Friday...
they better be worried.
Then it's like... Then they're in big trouble.
Yeah.
Especially because look at the guys that are proving they can be up there. That it looked a little top heavy at first. You know what I mean? It was like Zach Marvin and everyone else is squirrely. Well, AC, Barsha,
Sexton, a little bit.
I feel like he's going to get a little closer here in the next few weeks.
Who wins one first? Sexton or Cincerello?
A race?
Yeah, just a race, not
Cincerello.
overall.
Cincerello.
Just a moto.
Cincerello.
Okay.
But Sexton is going to be right behind him. He's going to come into this group too, I think. So what I'm getting at is if he goes 1-1, there's a real high likelihood that the guy in second went 2-5 or 3-3. You know what I mean? They're going to interchange, I think, a lot. Where normally it spreads itself out and everyone kind of gets in their pecking order and sits. I think this top like 5-6 guys are going to all be rotating back and forth. Marvin, Osborne, Sexton, Cincerello, Barsha. Those 5 are going to interchange. So a 1-1 on any given day for Eli, he's gonna steal a lot of points. You know what I mean?
If Anderson gets to start too, I think he can win another. I don't think he'll get overall, but I think he can win another one.
He's out.
Yeah, I don't even think
Is he
He's out.
Okay.
They said something
I saw
about.
him on the TV. I couldn't hear. I was at a friend's house, so I couldn't hear
They
what Will
said
said.
Will said a plate in his arm is bugging him for some reason.
So he's out.
He didn't ride that second moto.
Yeah.
And I mean,
But we don't have it confirmed that he's out. We're just assuming.
yeah, we don't have it confirmed, but maybe he's a red button. It's fine, or maybe it's I'm out of here, which is weird because he won the first moto, and for him to be already like kind of like out of the question is weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that was like Cooper. Cooper rode really good, and then nope, I'm good. I'm not riding. My back's
kidding.
messed up.
So are they in trouble, Andy?
the rest of the field.
Yeah. Or is Eli one of them now and it's going to be interchangeable with them? Or is he about to get back to where he is, which is at the top of this group?
I hate to pick on a brand, but I mean, Kawasaki, you can only smoke for so long until something happens. You know,
I felt like that was on its way to something, right, Joe?
Yeah.
That was on its way to a really good joke, but I think you didn't know how to finish. You can only smoke for so long before.
That's what my wife said too. She only knew how to finish.
Joe? Joe?
Yeah,
you can only smoke for so long until what?
Until something bad happens.
Something bad happens.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's true.
I'm really excited. Like you guys said earlier, I think after the 2 Red Buds, it's gonna swing, and you're gonna know who's came to play and who's gonna win this title.
You can only smoke for so long before you eat your kids' cereal.
I mean, that works.
It's a Cat Williams joke.
You can only smoke for so long until you pass out.
But told really poorly. Joe, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll do 250s, and I do have to tell you about my day. It was laughably horrible. We'll take a break, and I'll come back and tell you about it.
Main event moto.
There's a reason I run DRS suspension and Race Tech hard parts with Mika Metals chains, bars, and sprockets on Evans 65. First off, DRS suspension settings work everywhere. I haven't changed a clicker since I put them on. Maybe it's the internals from Race Tech that give it that extra something.
American-made products with a 100% guarantee. You don't see that every day.
Yeah, the DRS Race Tech combo works for me. And what can I say about Mika?
First off, they've been with us since the beginning.
The quality of their bars is top of the line, and Mika is the only chain and sprocket combo I run. Motoheads, get with the program. It's DRS suspension, Race Tech, Mika Metals.
Say it again.
It's DRS suspension, Race Tech, Mika Metals. Is that good, Joe?
Yeah.
I love when NorCal companies take the world by storm. Guts Racing seat covers and no-toil filters are made right here at home, but their products travel the country and world on some of the baddest dudes' bikes in pro racing.
Who runs Guts?
Too many factory teams to list, Joe.
Who runs No Toil?
Well, it's the only filter Chad Reed will run. Guts and No Toil make only the best. So visit gutsracing.com and notoil.com and step up your game, Motoheads.
Main Event Moto Podcast.
And we are back. I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsors that I did not thank at the beginning of the show. I'm going to thank them now twice. Fly Racing. Mika Metals. I'm just kidding. No Toil. EMT Racing. Viral Moto. Speaking of Viral Moto, Triple, don't forget, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Olmi Creations. Motosport.com. All American Chevy of Colleen. See you guys in a couple weeks. Joe.
Uh-oh.
They got me a van at the auction. I am so excited.
Love
I can't
it when
even,
a dude gets a van.
Oh, nothing better than when you get a brand new van from an auction at a deal that is ridiculous. Not as good as Andy Gregg's deal with Husqvarna, but it's pretty close. Screenprintingdone.com. Guts Racing and Andy Gregg.
Yeah.
Scott USA and the Prospect goggle that Adam Cincerella wears in the mud. DRS suspension with Race Tech. What's up, Robbie? I saw Robbie today at Argyle. And Blenzall, thank you guys so much. Hey, don't you guys think it's funny? Joe wears this shirt almost every other time I see him. He's got a stack of, he's got Blenzall, Viral, he's got all these shirts.
I'm saving them.
But he wears this shirt with a picture of his buddy who's wearing a shirt with a picture of himself with a picture of himself. With a picture of himself. How do I even explain what I'm looking at, Triple?
An image of an image.
Yeah, but what do you call it? It's got to be called something, right? Where it's like...
Jesus.
He looks like... Could be if he had long hair, but you know what I mean? Where it's like a guy with a picture, and his shirt is himself, and then in that shirt is a guy with himself. It's got to be called something, right? It's like a
Inner soul?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
We should need to call it something.
Yeah.
I can relate to Joe, though, because like when you find a shirt you like, you just kind of...
Do you love that shirt, Joe?
I love it.
Yeah.
Why? It hasn't even faded. Do you not dry it?
No, I have like 5 of them.
Of that same one?
Yeah.
Of the same guy?
Yeah.
He's like DJ Khaled with the white shirt, too.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's just tons of the same shirt. Like, you don't have to worry about it. Just pull it out.
You guys want to hear about my really bad day? Well, it's not even my bad day. I had a fine day. I, got up, had McDonald's, had a McGriddle this morning. It was delicious. Just hung out at the track, came home, hang with you guys. It was a great Sunday for me. Evan had the worst, damn, that was a big whip. Evan had the worst day. I can't even explain how bad this was. And the problem is that it was all on GoPro. So I happened to watch some of it back, and hearing the little dude cry all day and bawl his eyes out, like just distraught. It broke my heart, man. I literally wanted to chew him out after the last moto, but then I watched the GoPro footage, and I feel so bad for him. Anyways, he raced at Argyle. It was the final round of the series. And remind me, too, guys, because I think after the next break, I do want to talk silly season. I'd like to close it out. But you know how the last round of the series is always, you want to end with a bang.
Yeah.
Now, Evan's 7 points out of the championship. He's got a long shot to win. He's going to have to win and hope that the other kid gets 4th, right? So he's fired up. He comes into today. He's ready to go. He says, Dad, I'm going to win. And I don't know what's going to happen to that kid, but I'm going to win. I'm like, dude, let's go. Let's go.
Get that Team Green money.
That's right. Get them Team Green bucks. Get a big trophy. Win a title. Big day, right? Goes to the track, and in the first practice, it's as muddy as Ironman practice. It was sloppy mess, which was good for the race day. They made the track awesome, but practice was pretty muddy. I said, dude, just get through practice clean, find some lines, don't get real muddy, and don't fall. What do you think happened?
Opposite.
Got real muddy.
Got real muddy and fell right on the first lap. Kid fell in front of him. Evan pulls up behind him and couldn't touch. I felt bad. He had nowhere to go and just fell over. And he was under his bike in the mud. It's, that's first lap of practice. Cleans it all up, clean the bike off. We're good. We go to the gate for moto number 1. And this is the class. He rides the open class too, but this is the class. 85 beginner, his first 85 series. Gate goes down, second place start. The kid leading the points is out front. And Evan, dude, you could see fire out of his ears. He wanted it so bad. He was charging, trying so hard, making moves, passed him at one point. Kid got him back, and then on the last lap, he's making a last-ditch effort because he knows he's got to go 1-1. This kid's got to get behind him for the points, right? And what happens? He goes in the last corner, last-ditch effort, just rips the rut and weeds up. And, dude, takes about a minute and a half to pick his bike up. Oh. I can't even see. I'm like, what? Where is he? And he never comes over the finish line, never comes over, finally comes over, like, 12th. And the GoPro's all flattened out on his helmet. The bars are all twisted. And he just rides right by me. And, dude, the goggles are filled with water. Like, literally a gallon of water in the goggles just from crying. Just balling. He gets back, and I knew he charged. Yeah. I was so proud, like, of how he rode. I just gave him a hug. I'm like, dude, it's okay. He's like, no, it's not. I lost the championship. And he's throwing a complete Eli. Yeah. Throwing an Eli.
Eli or AC after Vegas?
Like throwing the bike. No. Like Eli last week. It's a joke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
We're just poking fun. So, Andy, remember the last time we were at Sac Raceway and we had a little bit of a rough night that night too, where he was falling and crashing and crying a lot? But what did he do that night? He closed it out with a win. He won the last moto of the night, right?
Yep.
So I'm like, it's all right, bud. Look, title's over. We lost this one. We'll be back. All right. The overall's out of the equation, Joe. No overall, but we're gonna win this last moto, okay? We got this. But you got to race the open class first. I want you to go out there in the open class, and I want you to get in there and battle, and let's keep this fire going, right? First lap of the open, kid goes down right in front of him. He blasts into the back of him over the bars.
Oh,
down.
No.
First lap.
Oh.
I pull him right off. Just go back to the truck. Like, I just come back. We need to regroup. Go back to the truck. All good. We're chilling. All right, let's go. Second moto, 85 beginner. 12th the first moto. We're going to win the last moto. And, dude, we're going to go home proud.
I know.
We're going to go home proud, triple.
Yep.
Gate goes down. Pretty good start. I'm like, oh, yeah. I turn around to pick up his blocks, because he has the little blocks he stands on. And I hear everybody, oh! And I'm like, I turn around. It's my little man, dude. Upside down. Weeded in the first turn. Bike is backwards 30 feet from him, and he's over here laying, and he's rolling around in the dirt, and people are running to him, like, wide open. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And I run over to him, and I get to him, and he's bawling, and he won't move it. His leg is, like, over to the side, and I'm like, oh, my gosh. And they're, like, pointing at his leg. He's like, oh, it's down here, Daniel. And I'm thinking, tib fib. And he's bawling, crying. I'm like, dude, are you okay? My leg. And I'm like, dude, I need to know. Because we have a rule, Joe. Hurt or injured. Remember the rule?
Mm-hmm.
If you are injured, we're going to the hospital. If you are hurt, get your ass up now because you're freaking everybody out, including your dad and your mom when she's there. So that's the rule. He is holding his leg, crying, screaming, and I'm like, God dang it. Get the freaking cart over here. You got to be kidding me. And I say, all right, buddy, I'm going to get the medic over. We're going to go to ambulance. Little homie popped up like you wouldn't believe. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. And next thing you know, he's standing and he's walking back to the pits. And I'm like, all right, when I get you alone.
Uh-oh.
Homie's getting a whooping.
We're going to have a real big problem.
Oh, boy.
But then, we're in public, so nothing's like that's going down.
Going to work on your pain management skills, boy.
I'm going to show you the difference between hurt and injured. No. So I take the GoPro off. I load it up, and I'm like, what happened? Like, I watched the video, and, dude, he weeded really, really bad. The leg injury that wasn't a real injury, I'm still a little frustrated by that. But everything else in the day was so bad for him. And now that I've watched the GoPros back, every video clip I have of him ends crying. Every single one ends crying.
Yeah.
And we gotta correct course. I don't know what to do. Andy, what do I do? It all were for different reasons. He wasn't riding reckless. He wasn't even riding stupid. It was literally running into kids, going for it last corner, and then a first turn crash. But we're stacking them up. Every single YouTube or GoPro clip ends crying, dude. There's something I gotta fix this. What do I do?
Well, I'm trying to put a little thought into it. I mean, I got a 5-year-old, so I'm a little far behind you, but whatever, maybe just whatever.
What do I even tell him?
Whatever we're doing currently, try the opposite. I don't know,
dude. It was almost perfect. He almost won the first moto. The open class, he was. I mean, even the moto that he crashed in the first turn, he was in second in the first turn. He just kind of swapped in it and weeded on his. I mean, it wasn't even. He didn't do anything other than just made a simple mistake. But he's ending up on the turf every single race.
See, my dad always told me that he always felt like that was a positive because that means that you're trying to go faster than you are, and eventually your body catches up to that, and eventually that speed becomes normal, and then you have to find that next bit of speed and so on. And even the same thing even goes in my car racing. The guys that wreck a lot are also the guys that win a lot, if that makes sense. So
checkers or wreckers.
Yeah, because you're willing to put in that extra little, bit. Like Barsha was rode that way. It's like a moto. I mean, it
could have ended really bad a couple times.
Yeah, but he didn't lay up. I mean, and that's where Evan's going to have to be. Like if he's going to want to go to that next step, you're going to go through these spells where it's bad.
Yeah,
and you're on the ground a lot.
Everything goes wrong.
To prove your point, maybe right. They have transponders on every race. I look at the lap times. That's how I track it. Today's track was the same as it was 2 weeks ago. I thought today's was even a little bit rougher. And his fastest time today was 3 seconds a lap faster than he was last time there.
Yeah.
So to your point, he was ripping. Hey, I can't say anything about the way he was riding. The outcomes just suck. And
it's hard for somebody his age to understand the value in that. When you show him the 2 lap times side by side, he's gonna be like, okay, cool. Like
he doesn't
whatever.
know what that means.
Yeah, like great. But if the more you show it to him, the more you expose it to him, then he becomes aware of it and will understand it more.
Yeah. Well, little guy had a really, really rough Sunday. That's all I got to say. I feel bad.
He's still fresh on that at KX85 too, right?
I mean, yeah, it's been 2 months on it. I mean, and again, I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about these goofy little outcomes. You know what I'm saying? Like Andy.
I think he wants to get comfortable on it. Once he gets comfortable on it, these little mistakes are gonna fade away.
He's a passionate little one. I'll tell you that much right now. His cries, dude, could break any heart.
If he's got a GoPro, you're gonna have to get him a Polar so you can see the Lit Pro data. If you're,
I have Polar. I have 2 of them.
Oh, then you need to get the Lit Pro going.
I know. Hey, speaking of that, Viral's their authorized Polar dealer right now.
Yeah.
How'd that happen? Explain your relationship with Viral Moto.
So it's my brother-in-law. He lives in my house, and we were just kind of one night, just like he wanted to figure out something that he wanted to do, and so we were just hanging out. Later, we're at a restaurant. We were writing names on a napkin and kind of came up with it and said,
it's a good name. I like it.
It's fun. If you look at the hashtag viral on its social media, I think it's got over 20 million posts or something like that. So we kind of went off that because, a lot of these companies nowadays, the more you are on social media, the better. So, just trying to give him something to do while he's at the house because, I have the WPS thing and the fly thing that keeps me really busy, but he doesn't really,
So you needed him out of the house?
Pretty much. It'd be nice. Can he come live with
what
you?
about, and then the Polar deal and then Rhino Power too, right?
Yep. So Rhino Power and same thing, just, contacted those guys. We're just looking for things that don't have any ties to a lot of people around in the area that nobody else is offering. And he got in contact with Polar and they were all about it. He's got a super good relationship.
The guys at Polar, they're good dudes.
Yeah.
They're really
Wayne
good
and David
guys.
over there.
Yep.
I don't know them, but
they're great.
Shagan or Steven, my brother-in-law, says everything that he asked for or whatever they need, like, it's been a really good relationship.
Yeah,
so
they're
we're stoked
good
on
dudes.
it. I wore mine today.
But Viral is a distributor, so you can, if you want Rhino Power, and you want Polar, there's
ViralMoto.com.
Yeah, and that would be awesome for us too.
We're working on a code for you guys right now for Main Event Moto.
I like that. I like it. But Motoheads, just do my boy a solid. Next time you want a Polar, you want some Rhino Power, which Rhino Power I know is sending me some stuff.
Good.
Just to try.
Yeah.
And that's,
the hydration feels really good.
I've heard good stuff. So if you want some of that stuff and you need it, go through viralmoto.com and
at viral _moto at Instagram, and he's actually got a few open boxes from Loretta's that people checked out but didn't buy, so he's making a sale on those. So
nice.
DM him or
and he
check
does
him out.
the jersey printing too. In fact, I got to send him all Evan's new fly stuff, which by the way is so
sick, huh?
It's so good, dude. They nailed this.
Wait till you see some of the LE stuff we got coming.
Oh, I'll see it before you.
I don't know.
I have contacts. You always are like, Daniel.
I want
Triple's like, hey,
yeah,
Joe. Triple's like, hey, you want to see the new fly gear?
I don't do that.
I'm not
Joe.
allowed to. I'm
He's
not
trying
allowed.
to give me bus chucked by JT.
Hey, you want to see the new fly gear? And I'm like, bro, I already seen it, dude.
Are you outing your source right now?
Not me.
No, it's not him.
He sends it to me. He's like, you see this stuff yet?
No, that's not how it goes. I'm not gonna say how it goes, but let's just say the 2026 line. I've already had a peek at it.
Yeah, it's good.
250 class, guys.
Yeah.
I got Jeremy Martin winning the title. I picked it, and I think there's a shot at it, but he's going to need a lot more Dylan troubles because Dylan is I don't know if he's a human being. What do you guys think? Poll around the table, Joe. Is Dylan Ferrandis a human being or not? Because it's questionable. First moto, disgusting. And second moto, disgusting. Is he human or no?
Yes, he is.
He is.
He's French, but he's human.
Okay. Andy.
I put him as human because, correct me if I'm wrong, and a lot of American people are going to be pissed, but...
watch your mouth, Andy.
It's an election year. Watch your mouth.
Jeffrey Hurlings is the one that I think might not be human. If I remember correctly, he came here and fell in our first turn and showed us that he can win a moto from falling in the first turn. Yeah. Dylan did not win from falling in the first turn.
No, he did not, so he's human then. Okay.
Yeah,
so
that's what makes him human.
But the ride?
The ride was awesome. I loved it. I'm not a huge fan of his, but I would rather see him come through the field than watch him just get the whole shot and say, see you later.
Triple? Human?
Yeah. But he's a sick
You guys are
human.
no fun.
He's a sick human.
You guys suck, man.
I was watching that second moto and we were talking about it at the track today. Like, he just diced those dudes. Like, they were like in C practice.
Which moto was more impressive?
Second moto.
Just because of coming through. Because I mean, to just run away like he did. I mean,
yeah.
Flip a coin, man. Moto 1 was just flawless. I mean, just...
Yeah, but you know how it is. Like, so how many times does Weege have to say it on TV? Oh, getting second in the first moto is just like winning the first moto. Like, it's not a big deal because if you win the second moto, you get the overall, right? So, really, how hard was the rest? Once the rest of the guys got their board, you're 5 seconds back,
right?
Like, do you really go, okay, I'm going to try to stay with him and keep that gap at 5 seconds, or you just say, F it? All I got to do is get second.
To prove your point, too, as awesome as Dylan was, because I would say if you just didn't even care about results and you were just watching, he was the baddest dude. Jeremy won. So at the same time, as badass as Dylan was, he didn't win. You can win the first moto by a million seconds and you can come from last to third. That's great, but he lost. So again, the riding I thought was incredible, but if you want to talk results, let's give credit where it's due. Jeremy Martin wins the overall.
Back to
That's
back.
two back-to-back overalls, and I'm telling you right now, he is not as fast as Dylan, I don't think, but he's going to be pretty frustrating because that dude is going to be up there every start, and he's a 2-time champ. He knows how to put the whole thing together, and that's what he's doing right now. He's putting it all together, and Dylan can be as impressive as he was, but you got to win to win, and Jeremy's now won 2 in a row. So,
did you see that Troll Chain vlog last weekend?
I didn't see last weekend's.
So they got on the podium and they took a photo, and Dylan was holding the one plaque, and then they got off the stage like, no, like Jeremy should have it.
Did that happen?
Yeah.
And they were all...
And they had to switch.
Okay, I did see something, and I kind of just didn't care enough to find out what it was, but I saw what it was. I saw him do
Dylan
something.
Straight had to have him switch them. Like, it was pretty funny.
Wow.
So that's pretty crazy. I think Jeremy's even said it too. He just wants to keep beating down that door and pressuring him. And hopefully get out on top.
Dylan puts himself in weird spots.
Yeah.
More than Jeremy does. And that's what I'm saying. If Dylan's going to be better than him every moto as far as the riding and the speed and whatever, then Jeremy's going to have to count on more of that stuff. And I would say high likelihood.
I didn't watch the podium speech, but how was it this weekend?
I didn't
blames
listen.
or anything?
I didn't listen.
Okay.
No, last weekend's was weird though, huh? I didn't really even pick up on that too much until after.
Yeah.
I kind of thought maybe he was being... the typical rider when we went the wrong direction. But I guess he was like...
There was a lot of panic last weekend.
Like he was like mad at them for something, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of
What was
panic
it
in the
over?
tire.
Oh, that's right. Because they were all deciding whether
Nobody
to do
could
that
decide to paddle or not a paddle.
What is that? And what is the one that they run? Is it the 7?
MX-12 is the Dunlop.
The 12 is the one that's like
And
the paddle?
Yeah. So the MX-12, a lot of guys were panicking. Which one do we do? Which one we don't? Hampshire mentioned that he accidentally went to the paddle on the second moto, and that's how...
So Dylan did too?
I think he did. I don't know for sure, but I think his issue was the front tire. They switched front tires on him, and it did, and he wasn't happy with it. So don't quote me on that. But
I did notice that, but I didn't hear anything I didn't watch him this week, but no, it was impressive. And the good thing is, though, is that the 250 class is there. I think Dylan will keep it interesting from having little things like that. And Jeremy will keep it interesting by being stubbornly up front, nonstop. That, like I said, straight up one-on-one, I think Dylan's better. Is that fair?
I think even Jeremy kind of, in a sense, said that even in, his interview. Is like, yeah, I mean, he's fast. Like, he's really fast. But he goes, if I get good, it's like basically get good starts and
do that.
And he has, mistakes, then, I got to be here.
Yeah, and that might be the way to the title. I mean, honestly.
Jeremy's really good about consistency. I mean,
yeah,
every title he's won, he's like, his worst finish, I think, was like 4th or 5th.
Yeah, when he's won his titles, Andy, they've been like really. It wasn't ones where you look back and go, "Oh, he kind of because this happened." Because he is solid and wins and is like never off the podium when he's been on his title run. So if he's putting one of those together, you got to count on 1, 2, 3 almost every moto with him, and that's why Dylan is playing with fire a little bit. With these starts. And if you notice, he's been getting away with some of these starts by his gate pick, going way inside and doing that kind of stuff, using that gate pick number 1 to almost take these safe routes, but they don't always work out either. When you're going to play that inside game, they're not always going to work out. You know what I mean?
Especially
you're playing with fire there a little bit too.
So, yeah, I mean, on the first moto, he got a good start, whole shot. And then I think what happens is if you go pick that same gate again, then people start getting wise of it, and then they start crowding over in your area. Like,
clip you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
more guys are going to go inside when normally they were by the doghouse. They're like, well, let me get over in here then with you.
Yeah, we have that problem at Sac Raceway in the P-Dub class. I'm pissed about it.
Getting crowded?
No, so
Pee-wee
my
kid's
like a newbie in Pee-wee racing, right? Like total newbie.
Joe,
and
he's pissed about it.
Dude, I am. So
Sac Raceway,
I started picking this.
Sac Raceway Pee-wee dad pissed.
I love it.
So I picked this one gate. It's the furthest outside to the right, as far as you can get. Okay, no one ever wanted it until my kid got it and ripped the whole shot.
Now they're all.
Now
every
every
kid.
week, dude, this one dad, I don't even know who this guy is or whatever.
Yeah.
No joke. Their Pee-wee is sitting there after practice is done. He just puts it there.
Joe.
And it says there for motos.
Joe, it's a Motohead for sure, and he's listening, and he's gonna have some things to say to Andy
boy.
at the next Sac. When is the next Sac?
It got canceled
Why?
Friday. So because they used
This
their
Friday coming up, or
this
just happened?
Just happened. They their excuse was that their equipment, the really nice track equipment that they have,
that one thing that runs
was called to a fire.
for real.
Dude, no joke. And so the dad's group that I'm in, they're texting one of them.
There's no way you can rent one.
Yes.
They make $1 bajillion a night there. Rent one. And what do you need a tractor for? You've never changed a track in 20 years.
I'm gonna have to ask
you don't even
Jimmy.
groom it.
Yeah, so
I'm going to have to ask Jimmy and see what he says.
the dad group that we're in, the text group, one of the dads owns a very successful construction business, and he just started unloading. He's like that. He started saying, I think even what model tractor. He's like, nope. The Cal Fire would tell you, no, that is you're
So
not
what
bringing.
would be-
He's
so
like, you're
what
not
would be
bringing
the
your garden
truth?
tractor to the fire. That's
Yeah,
what he
that
kept saying.
thing's not saving anybody.
But that was the excuse.
So what was the real deal? What do you
I'll
think?
ask. I'll find out. I know the
I
owner
don't see
really
why they
well.
wouldn't want
You know-
to do it.
you know
They've
the
been making
owner?
millions.
For real?
Yeah, like
Can you put
I used
me
to
in
feel like
contact with me?
I used to feel like a celebrity there. Every
Okay.
Friday night, you guys know that long line?
Yeah.
Me and my dad all the way to the right.
Can you put me in contact with him? I will do them a favor. I will actually. You don't even have to pay me. I'll pay them to let me change the track. I'll design it and change the track. Trust me, I won't scare anyone away.
Yeah.
But it needs a
ask my dad
complete
tonight.
revamp. Like
Yeah.
it needs to be bulldozed and redone completely.
Well, I heard next year it's going back over to the Cycle Bowl.
No, it's not.
I'll
Yep.
find out. I'll ask.
That's what I heard because it's their last year and
Joe.
they're going over there. And that's where I started.
Me
My
too.
dad raced
Yeah.
there.
Me
in
too.
that one before I was born.
I'll
Joe.
see if my
boy.
dad will give you the number
The
tonight.
Sac Bowl
Oh,
is
boy.
coming back.
But yeah.
Well, that means they got to build a track though.
Yeah.
So you want to know why?
Triple.
I'll ask
Make
tonight.
it happen.
I'll ask tonight.
I want a piece of that land, man. Let me design the track.
Yeah.
I won't scare away the beginners, but I will make it reasonable for everyone else. I promise.
Dude, I used to we'd push our bike to the middle. We got the middle parking. I had to go on every practice. Like Sac Race was my shit. That's why I was never successful.
You just stayed there. 250 class. Anything else before we go? Oh, Heart Raff. I'm really happy for him.
I picked him in fantasy. You haven't sent out the results yet, but our league. I'm hoping I moved up a few spots.
Yeah, I had him too, so don't get too excited. But damn, homie, I texted him actually and was like, "Hey, man, why don't you try doing that all the time?" And he's like, "Hey, a good start changes everything," and that's the truth
Yeah,
for
it's
him.
true.
Straight up, he's been starting in 14th, And he got good starts here, and he's like, dude, it's
14th gear or 14th?
Both, probably. And he pretty much was like, it's not even the same sport starting in the top 3 and starting in 14th. In 14th, it's like, just try to survive for your life. And then if you're in the top 3, you like the track's opened up. You don't have to rip all your... So he pretty much was like, dude, good start. I mean, he got to run up front because he was up front finally. So
that's cool.
I'm happy for him, though.
I'm a little bummed with Hampshire.
Yeah, what's the deal? I know he said on Instagram, off day, but tough day, whatever. But
yeah,
that was a really rough day. Like what? I mean, I don't even know where to begin. What happened?
I mean, he crashed both motos or just one?
Or just
the one,
first
right?
moto for sure.
Yeah,
right past the mechanics there.
Yep.
And then the second one, I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember if he crashed or what it was, but I mean, he's just same thing. I think it's just these consistency, like like you said with Jeremy, it's just these guys need to be on the podium every time because there's so many dudes. So if you're outside the top 5, you're just throwing away points.
Well, my son's last 3 motos in the Argyle series are DNF, 12, DNF. So
yep, it's
pretty consistent, to be honest. So we got that figured out. We got the consistency thing locked in. Just need to stop DNFing. You know what I'm saying? Heart rat. Ooh, the Jet.
Yeah, Jet
made an appearance up front, and he looked good. Like he looked like one of the boys finally. And that's what. Again, there's been this like hype. When you see someone ride like he does, you're gonna get hyped up because the dude, he's so talented. And coming into the outdoors, there's talk that this guy's he's gonna thrash him.
Real deal.
And I felt like it was gonna take a little bit more. He's going. You look back to Stewart and Pastrana. Remember, they won their titles when they were 17. They were both, or maybe Stewart was
16.
He was 16 when he won his. Travis. Oh, actually, Travis was too.
Yeah.
So you look at Jet and you're like, okay, it's possible someone this young can do it. But he's going against Dylan. He's going against Jeremy. Like there's some
a lot of over 25 dudes.
There's a lot of grown ass men in that class that are in their prime. So it's hard to say like Jet's going to go in there and just beat all of them. But in any other circumstance, I would say he could legitimately be the top guy in the class. He's just got a couple of these guys that are still in there, you know what I'm saying? So for me, a day like this is like, that's a win. That's a good day, right? I mean, you take that all day long.
What do you guys, I know you said silly season, but...
Oh, we'll get to that. We're going to want a whole segment about it.
I know. So. I was going to say, do you think Hunter has a ride in 2 years?
Let's.
That's too early?
I can't even judge him. I refuse to even I refuse to even talk about it. The guy is it's not normal. It's you know what I mean? Remember how we just talked about Evan? Like how is this happening? It's so weird. To me that's the same type of thing where I don't even count what's happening. It's so weird. He'll be back. He'll be fine and normal at some point. This is just
you just know how our industry is. They just
Nah, he's Hunter Lawrence, dude. He'll get it together. We'll wait till the other next segment for that. But yeah, the Jet all day, right, Andy? You take that. That's a building block for a youngster, and you take it and you respect the fact that you got some dudes in the class that are. I mean, they're in their prime of all prime. Dylan's riding the best I've ever seen him ride, or I mean, the fastest 250 rider in the world right now. And Jeremy's a 2-time champ. I mean, look at the class. You're not going to beat those guys. Speaking
of Jet, though, side note, it's so funny during the race. We just like, oh yeah, he has a nickname for everybody, and there's his teammate right there. He calls him Sushi, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, behind the doors, like in the moto industry, not the average fan, we all know there's beef between Jet and Joe because Joe feels a little like racial tension between him and here. You got Weege going, calls him Sushi. I'm like,
and we can't call the 10 Commandments the 10 Commandments.
Yeah, I'm like, oh goodness, here we go. We got protesters in Portland, and they might be at Weege's house next week.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Even for Jet, like Jet has said some funny things. Even the whole thing about Hunter being his sister and he's a girl and all. Like Jet has definitely crossed the line.
Never heard of her.
Never heard of her. Like Jet has crossed the 2020 line, Joe. The times we're living in, he's gone way past what's allowed.
He should have been here in '97.
Yeah, he's a couple decades late. But right now, it's funny and all, but is it a little scary for him to be so loose with the way he talks and stuff in a time where literally you can't say anything without being in trouble? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I mean, I'm surprised he already hasn't got in trouble for calling his brother a sister on TV. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like that's acceptable these days. You know what I'm saying? But Jet, yeah, and Shimano, there's some funny stories behind that,
Yeah.
Andy. Really funny ones. But actually, Shimoda rode really damn good, too. He was way better.
What about your guy, Justin Cooper?
He's just working himself back into shape.
Okay.
His hand, now that it's kind of out there and it's a little bit more admitted because it's been on TV and Pulp's talked about it, he had a boxer fracture in his hand. Before the season started, I mean, he couldn't hold on. He couldn't do motos.
Yeah, I sent you that video.
Yeah. Oh my God. So he literally is racing himself back into shape, and as you saw,
Yeah.
he's really close to being back. Like he's probably back by Red. Like he's almost back.
Yeah, so you see a podium from him.
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah.
Red. I mean, it's on now. Like I think he's a week or two away from probably whole shot and then just winning one of these things.
Sweet.
He just had to ride himself back into shape. I mean, I've had a boxer fracture before, and I could ride right away. It was 2 weeks I was riding, but I had a brace on my hand, and I literally couldn't touch the clutch. Like I could take off, and then I was literally riding with no clutch because I couldn't pull it in. But you can ride. You know what I mean? You, the pressure that you get from that injury in your hand, you can ride. It just is really painful, and you just can't hold on for long. So for him, everyone at round 1 and 2 was like, "Oh my God, what happened to Justin Cooper?" I even heard someone, I forget where I heard it. Someone said he signs his extension and now he just mails it in. Did you guys see how he signed an extension on Instagram? And he's back he's going to be with them the rest of his career, 250 career. Someone online or someone said that, "Oh, you signed your big contract and now you mail it in." It's like, no, the dude's hurt. Like, give it 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Give it
Season's not over
2
yet.
weeks. Yeah.
Oh, it's right there. There it
Oh,
was.
Zach.
There it is.
Who is the lapper, Andy?
I don't know.
That one I don't know. 269, I think is what
on a
it was.
Cowie?
Yeah.
Look through the running order.
283 or no?
2 something. I'm going to talk bad
Yeah,
about this
but-
guy. Hey, when we find out who he is. dude,
It
we
wasn't.
have a
Yeah,
room.
he didn't do nothing wrong.
Where is he? Who's there at the bottom? Who's
Dyer,
that?
269's Dyer.
Oh, yeah, it was,
it was
Dyer.
Dyer. Yeah,
it was. They
it
said
was.
it.
Yep, 269. He's got a Kawasaki stock seat.
Oh,
He's good.
Zach.
He's not
that
on
was
Andy.
bad on Zach.
Yeah,
Oh.
Zach. Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
why I said earlier that
you can't
one
count
incident
on
right
them.
there.
Yeah.
You can't count on them to do the right thing. Like,
Zach was hoping that dude was going to shut off, and he didn't even know. AC just goes over his bike.
is that Chase too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach. I think Zach just counted on the lapper to do,
Shut her down.
shut her down, and it just didn't. It just didn't happen. That's an unfortunate because he could have went around the outside and lost a half a second, and instead lost.
Yeah, see, Anderson was 8th.
I
First
know,
moto.
I know, but what happened with him the
No, he
first
did. I
moto
don't
too?
think he doesn't
He didn't
finish.
finish?
He doesn't
Oh, he
finish.
doesn't
He
finish?
finished like 17th.
He
in Moto
crashed
1.
with somebody or something, didn't he?
I don't know if he
so.
crashed. He just next thing you
Didn't
know, I look
finish.
up and he finished 17th.
Okay.
And then never showed up for Moto 2.
Yeah.
Anstey, man.
I can
feel bummed for
explain
him.
all this if we're gonna have a talk about fantasy. I can explain what happened to Anderson and Anstey.
What do you mean?
It was me. I jinxed
picked him?
You
Oh,
picked
yeah.
him?
That's so. I'm a weird.
Do you think about that too?
I'm a weird superstition guy, right? So even in driving my race car. So
Yeah. What do you do? Do you like
this year?
you pull an egg out of your pocket? And
I had a
kiss
brand
it
new.
and-
I had a brand new fire suit this year. Sponsor bought. Like we're all pumped on it. Struggled the first couple nights. Took it off. Got rid of it. Put on an old trusty fire suit. Fastest qualifier out of 40 cars. Won my heat race. Second in the main event. Almost swept the entire night. Week before, I didn't even make the main event. I was like, "Yep, fire suit done." But a couple years ago, I was playing fantasy Supercross way before Mathis and these other guys even started it. Every dude I'd pick,
Done.
they would get hurt or something happened to them. I'm like, it's just dumb luck, luck. I haven't played for 2 years. He asked me to play.
Wow.
Anstey,
That's
Anderson,
crazy.
Joe.
Hunter Lawrence. I had Hunter when
Joe.
he crashed out.
I just figured out Evan's problem. I gotta get that gut seat cover off.
Oh, it ain't the cover. Those guys are winning championships.
Did he text you and say Evan's going to do good this weekend?
Did you? Did you say good luck or anything?
No, I
Hold
didn't.
on. No, you text me something about it. You asked me. Where are
Hey,
you
I
in
picked
here?
Alex Martin and Jeremy Martin first round, and they did horrible. And I picked.
Oh, I had both
like-
Lawrence brothers.
Yeah. I'm
Last
like,
week.
man.
Yeah, so I got dead last this last.
You throw a new helmet?
At the mud race, I was dead last out of all 20 dudes. I saw that.
Yeah.
No,
I was like-
you didn't. You didn't. I
was
I
like-
thought for sure you said tell Evan.
Something?
Maybe, yeah. Good luck. Shit.
So I
Do you
just
throw,
Never, ever
do you throw a new
contact
helmet,
me.
Andy?
I think I'm just gonna just say forget it.
Yeah.
No, I don't do the whole helmet thing.
I did. I've crashed every time I've never thrown a helmet.
but
Brand new helmet, if I don't throw it down, I eat shit that day.
that's never been a problem.
I don't-
but
I
I
won't-
do have these
Look at Joe's
superstitions.
face.
I won't allow that shit to own me, man. I can't do it. And
Like
believe
green?
me,
I will not take
I
green
get
to the
weird
race car
feelings
races.
too, but I
Really?
will
No green.
not.
Green is bad
Really?
luck in car racing.
A conspiracy theorist like yourself?
Oh, come on now. Come on now.
I love it.
I saw the Q on his truck. I love
On
it.
my truck? Yeah, it's
the
my
key.
wife's truck.
Saw
You
the
did see
Q.
it.
Oh, boy.
I love it.
Joe, all right.
Where we go one.
Yo. Oh, man. Should we just talk about that the rest of the show?
Oh, boy. Not this show.
All right, 250s, blah, blah, and blah. Yeah, let's take a break. We'll come back. Let's talk off-season, silly season stuff. Some stuff has started to become confirmed. Some stuff is not. And let's just have a little fun with it. That's all I'm saying. Let's have a little fun.
Main event moto.
Look good? Check. Protection? Check.
Fly Racing has had the gear game on lock for years, but the Formula helmet has taken Fly to another level. They didn't just make a high-quality helmet, they redefined the standard for the most important piece of safety equipment on a rider's body.
Use your head and protect your head. Run the Fly Formula helmet.
Then cover the rest of your body in Fly's Evolution and Kinetic gear lines.
Easy decision.
If you're a true Motohead, then motosport.com is your only choice when it comes to OEM or aftermarket parts for your bike. And when it comes to servicing your bike or giving it the punch you need to perform, it's EMT Racing. With motosport.com, you can get everything you need for your bike with great pricing and ridiculous speed on shipping. And with EMT, it's simple. Take your bike to the experts.
2020 is the year EMT takes over the performance world. If you don't know, now you know.
Your Bat Bros choose motosport.com and EMT Racing, and you should too. Motoheads, do you want to stand out on and off the track? Make sure to check out Viral Moto for your jersey lettering and apparel needs. That's viralmoto.com.
Because having a blank jersey is about as bad as Vincent's golf game.
And when it's time to get a screen printing project done for your business or personal use, you have one choice. It's screenprintingdone.com.
Neil is the man. You know those Main Event Moto sweatshirts you're wearing? Yeah, Neil at Screen Printing Done did those.
You know that sick new Viral Moto shirt you're wearing? Yeah, Neil did those too.
We like to look good. That's why we choose Viral Moto and ScreenPrintingDone.com.
All American Chevrolet in Killeen, Texas is a proud supporter of Main Event Moto and invites all the Moto heads to experience the difference for all of your Chevy sales and service needs. Mention Main Event Moto and get 50% off your next oil change and a front-end alignment at no charge. Remember, whether you're hauling your bikes to the weekend track, trail, or race, or commuting to the job that pays for your moto habit, we have the truck to get you there in style. Visit us online anytime at ChevyKilleen.com. That's all American Chevrolet of Killeen. Chevy, find new roads.
Main Event Moto Podcast.
Triple, what do you know?
About what?
What do you know?
Silly season?
Yeah,
I just know there's some stuff changing. That's all I'm saying.
Joe. Do we let him get away with that?
Oh, man. I mean,
You know more than I know.
I guess we have to. We let you get away with it.
Yeah.
Dangling carrots over there.
That's true.
I know new riders.
And he's got a job too that would be bad for him if
Yes.
he got in trouble. That's right. We don't even.
I'm waffling.
I like how humble you are. You're
I'm waffling.
the number one Western power sports rep in the country.
No.
Where are you on the list? Are you in the middle? You mid pack?
I don't know.
You getting points? You top 20?
I don't know. There's a lot of good guys.
How's your region? Is your route good?
Yeah, I
You
love.
happy with
I
it?
love.
I
Nashville.
know you love where you live
Yeah.
too. Tennessee. I know you're in love.
Like in the guys that I work with, it's super fun. We're all motivated,
and your
passionate.
dealers are all cool.
Yeah, like I couldn't have asked for a better career, and just getting out of California and coming home sucks. 'Cause I
So
miss
what do
it
you
a lot.
know? What do you know?
About the industry?
What
I'll
do
tell
you
you
know?
what he knows.
What'd you say right
he
before
knows good
Joe?
barbecue.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does. Joe, right before you press record, Triple said something, and now he's being
I don't know if I'm allowed
being
to say
shoddy right now, and I don't like it.
I just know there's new riders going to new teams and new teams getting new gear. That's all I know.
Yeah, and I know that there's. Well, actually, let's talk about something that's all over the internet now, and I'm confused by it because I don't know anything about it. But Andy, maybe you have. Did you hear about the Geico? I guess Weege even said on the post-race show on Racer X or something like that Geico's out.
Yeah, I saw a tweet today. I thought that said, Geico's deal is coming to the end.
Wow, I'm so sad. That's like
I just heard that today
that's
too.
long-standing, and like just. I mean, I think they've done it the right way. They just named the team after the sponsor. It's been the Geico Honda team. It's been the biggest, boldest logo. They've done it all so right. They've won titles. Like, what is it? Is this COVID stuff?
Maybe.
Like, do you think? I mean, I know their deal's up, so they're not. It's not like it's going away like in contract. It's out of the contract's up. They're just not re-upping.
Okay, but
it makes me sad. Like, what the hell?
But in NASCAR, though, this happens a lot. Like McDonald's is with Team A over here for whatever their contract is, 12 years, 8 years, whatever, right? And they're there, and then everybody's like, oh my gosh, McDonald's is going, they're leaving this team, and everybody's like, oh, upset. Well, it wasn't that they're leaving the sport. They just went from one team to another team just because the doors had opened.
So
it's almost like when you own a business.
So where are they going?
When you open a business.
What?
When you have a business and you look at it, it's like, so every year I would assume that there was some sort of tier, right? You're going up and up and up, and Geico's getting more involved as it goes up through the years of Honda. Well, you can kind of go over to this other team that's like, man, we would love to have a sponsor that puts out this kind of money, and Geico's like, well, dang, that's half what we're doing right now, and they're willing to give us the same level.
Joe,
we go over here, and then you build back up again. It's just Joe, that's how you build a business.
What's Andy know?
That's a good
question.
What's
Andy know?
Yeah.
Do you know something?
I know that Dean Wilson rides a Husky.
Okay, is that because you're looking at him on the screen? Okay,
I know that
seat covers
Gas in MXGP runs gut seats, and Koldenoff is one of my top tier riders over there.
Cool. So will Barsha,
that's the kind of stuff I know.
So will Barsha be wearing
see right here's when
seats?
I saw the bike smoking. I even saw right here.
Will Barsha be running your seats then next year?
Possibly.
Yeah, maybe. Huh?
Yeah.
When do you think that gets confirmed?
In this sport?
Yeah.
Right before Anaheim?
Yeah, I was going to say January 1. Because I heard something else. I didn't hear gas.
Okay, this sport. Hey, sport. I'm talking to you, sport. This is how we do it. Make the press release. So-and-so signs with so-and-so. Print it. Overlook it. Have like the smart people in the room. Make sure you spell check it all. Have it ready. And the minute the full signs, put the video out of of him signing with the press release. Boom.
Yeah,
just like ball sports.
Why do we have to wait until probably November? There'll be videos of him throwing whips on a gas for 2 months before they ever even admit that it happened.
Yeah,
and I'm not calling out them. I'm just saying the sport. They all do this stuff.
Right.
So Jay,
just
We've had this conversation,
or speed up the press release, right?
Yeah. Remember that time when we had the hypothetical, like, what if motocross went to like a team sport where like you trade?
Oh yeah.
We're like, how sick would that be? You're like, you come off from your second moto and you're like taking your gear off, and then here comes Tomac walking into this gear bag. And he's like, hey,
you're out.
Shit, you're over.
No, dude, it'd be even better because Joe would know this because the NBA we used to watch it. I mean, they don't play no more.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know they don't want to play when they're mad.
Yep.
Joe.
Yeah.
The NBA, there are players that are in warm-ups before the game, and all of a sudden, assistant coach or someone comes over and goes, "Hey, Mr. Basketball player,
you're traded.
You're traded, and you're going to somewhere not
to
good.
Baltimore.
Yeah, you're going. You're going to Detroit.
Yeah, you're going to Detroit, buddy, and you're living in Miami right now. You're going to Detroit. What? That's what they need to do in Moto, dude. Right after second practice, just pull like Sexton off the bike. Hey, you've been traded to JGR. What?
Well, I think
not racing today. Actually, they got a bike ready for you.
Yeah,
it's ready.
Already on it.
Sometimes it happens where they're traded to the opposing team that
I
night.
think it happened in baseball one night. Dude's like,
just walk
comes
across
in with
the
it,
field.
ready to go, and they're like,
but if you're a pitcher,
wrong locker room, you're over there now.
If it was a pitcher, I would nail the first guy up bat, just drill him. It's like you went to breakfast with the guy.
We ain't teammates, man.
Rock him, but so it sounds like Andy is implying that Geico's going somewhere else.
Hey, they could be long gone for all I know. They could be sponsoring the new whatever cornhole tournaments on ESPN. I don't know. I'm just saying that I wouldn't. If their involvement in the sport, I don't see them leaving the sport. Maybe just going to a different color bike.
Man, that's weird though. I'm so weirded out by everything over there. Even like the Dungey stuff at the beginning of the year with Geico, and now Geico's gone, and it's like it's been a little weird.
Well, Star used to have Rockstar, and now they're Monster. I mean, it's kind of.
I guess once it changes, it takes one race to forget. But like in the moment, I'm just like, I can't imagine a Geico Honda without a Geico. I mean, dude, they had Sobe, they had Samsung, they went through a bunch. Yeah. That team did, but
Amsoil,
but it's been a long.
Their setup's
run.
good. I like their setup.
Who's that?
Geico's. Like they just have a good
their team,
their bike, their team, everything. Like it's sick.
And I'm assuming that. I mean, they have obviously good people in place that know how to do this stuff. So I'm assuming that they'll figure it out, and maybe they'll have something different, something new, and that'll be there for 10 years and be a staple. I mean, I hope Andy's right, or I hope Andy's what he's implying is
Yeah,
right.
well, I mean, for the
I'm
sport-
hoping that they go
for the
somewhere
sport,
else.
they
then or
need
something.
to stay in the
it'd be good
sport.
to keep them in the sport. Yep.
No, I 100%. I agree. They need to stay in the sport.
It's gonna be progressive Honda next year.
Oh, just slap them, go right after the enemy, right?
Was it Flo? They're gonna have Flo hanging out like
Flo in the
signing
pit.
autographs.
She's chilling. Yeah.
She's like the most average
Hey.
chick that I want to hook up with.
That'll get Joe to more races, huh, Joe?
I don't know what it is. If I saw her like just as an average lady, I'd be like, nah. But if she shows up with the Flo thing and the red lipstick,
You're
I'm like,
in.
hey,
Oh, wow. All right.
What's the little gun that she has?
No kink shame in here,
yeah.
man.
Name your price.
Oh, okay. So Barsha to Gas. Let's just go ahead and say that is happening. I think I like it a lot. I think I really do.
Did you hear that Gas had a bike and everything all ready? Or KTM, whoever you want to call it, because I mean it's
Red
all the
KTM.
same.
Yeah.
They had it ready for Dylan, and he just flat ghosted him.
It's not how it happened, buddy.
No, that's what I heard.
That's what I heard.
No.
Oh.
No. I heard from
Pen to paper,
deep in the trenches of what happened there.
Pen to paper was too quick for the blue team, or
No, it was. Oh, it's funny. It'll come out. You all just wait. It'll come out.
That's
Mathis will talk about it. He probably already has. He's that guy. He does all that stuff.
Yeah, let him do him.
He breaks
Yeah.
news. We talk about it. That's how it goes. He'll tell you why it went raw, and then we'll talk about, and we'll
I heard also.
we'll talk about who really blew that.
I heard
That's
he
my
didn't
opinion.
want to go to Florida either.
Oh, you guys, so silly. You guys are. You're not even in the same book, let alone the same page. That's not it. All right, so let's say we goes there though. Barsha,
Okay,
you like it?
that'd be cool. I think having another manufacturer in the paddock will be really good.
I'm just saying,
Even though it's a
for
KTM,
him,
it's just still-
I know.
yeah.
Well, it's another ride, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, do you like that fit? Because Barsha's been on Suzuki's and Yamahas for a long time, and I've never really thought he looked that great. I've always thought
we
he looked
rode a
better
Honda right at Monster
Yeah.
Cup
that one time, and he
looked all right on that.
He looked
I think if
better.
Yeah.
I think he is. I think he's better on skinnier, agile. I think he's been on the wrong motorcycles the last two bikes, and he's made Yamaha look better than anybody has. He's won.
When I was on the pre-race. Remember we talked about that? I said,
Yeah,
the Yamaha just looks like it's hard to ride.
And he is. I mean, at least on this second moto, dude, he was. Oh, how about this AC pass on
That's
Osborne?
sick,
That was
yeah.
so good. I think just purely from a riding style standpoint, and the bike, the engine, him, everything.
Yeah.
I think it'll be the absolute best bike that he's been on in a long time. And as you saw yesterday, he's pretty good right now. He's still good. He's still got it. He's motivated. He's into it. Put him on the best bike that he's ever been on. And I'm not saying it's a world changer in the results column. I'm just saying I think it'll be better for him. A lot better for him.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. We're actually not adding a whole nother semi to the paddock. It's another team.
It's a team switching.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
but
I mean,
it's a new 450 spot that didn't exist.
Yeah, in a
So
sense,
he'll be the
yes.
only guy.
It
But
actually is kind of worse for the 250.
Yes, exactly.
We'll get to that
It would have been cool if we could have figured out a way to bring a whole nother rig to the paddock area,
Yeah.
because then it would just help progress the sport, I feel.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that I'm not afraid to share because it's not going to happen, but I did hear that Chad Reed was actively pursuing and wanted the gas deal, and you know,
Really?
in a way to like maybe. And this is just what I heard, and maybe it was preliminary, maybe it was an idea and not even talks, but I heard there was an idea out there at least of 22 Motorsports coming back with gas and him getting that program. But obviously,
As
you
a
already have
rider or as like an RCH
maybe
deal?
a little bit of both. Maybe a rider and another guy. Maybe him and Dylan, or him and Barsha, or him and whoever. Kind of like what he tried to do with Dean there for a minute. Remember when he had Dean for a second?
Yep.
I kind of wish that would have.
Josh Grant. He had Grant.
Yeah. So obviously it didn't happen, but when there is a team that's already in the same building with everybody else, it's a lot easier to just take the plastics off the bike.
I heard Barsha's going to a different red bike. Is what I heard. But
What do
you're
you
saying
mean?
he's going gas.
That's done.
Yeah.
Ish. Like, I mean,
Well, we thought Dylan at gas was done too. We saw it
that's
happen
true.
there.
I guess that's right. But
but I heard another red bike is what I heard.
Oh, I heard too. I heard he
Yeah.
was looking at either one of the Honda teams, whichever one could get factory support, Penrite or Smart Top, whichever one was going to give him the most bike.
And I know I heard a rumor about Mookie going to a team too that will be, I think, really good if he gets it.
Star Yamaha,
Yeah.
Supercross only. That's
Yeah.
From what I understand about that one, it's they're trying to make it work. both sides want it to. They're just trying to make it work. That's all. It's not one of those things where they're like playing games with each other. I think they're playing games together. They're like, hey, look, what can we do here? You know.
So 3, 4 Yamaha guys. How do you think that's going to go? Jim Perry's no longer there. So Will Hunt goes over 250 and 450, or are they bringing a 450 manager?
I don't know, because Star's 250 team has always had a weird management kind of system, because you got Brad, who's somewhat the manager.
Yeah.
Will is somewhat the manager.
Jeremy
Coker is. I mean, they have a lot of people that are all
helping out.
Pretty high up as far as decision making, and you know, there's like a tier system. They got a lot of people on the top end of the tier at that team, like people that are smart and good and have, I guess, management experience at that level. So I would assume, maybe they spread it out, or maybe they just add staff and bring them all into one. I don't know what they're going to do, but I like it. If they run the 450 program like they've done their 250 program, I think they could probably make it a little bit better. But at the same time, in reality, Andy, answer me this one. Star Yamaha has been incredible in the 250 class because they've been able to produce the most power. That's one of the main reasons. I mean, everything else about the bike is good too, but the power is what's really set them apart. Now they're taking over the 450 program where the power has also been the issue. Too much. So now you have a team that in one side of the building is building insane power. The other side is trying to figure out how to make insane power work. So I think it might... I mean, it could be very easy for them, or it could be maybe not. Maybe it could be complicated because they're used to doing one thing, which is making crazy power.
Hope they just start from stock.
But I feel like they've done that at that team. I remember Barsha, I started at bone stock, and then by round 4, it was like all messed up again, or 5 or 6 or whatever.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a challenge with them. No matter, I mean, like on paper, it looks like they're got their, I don't know, ducks in a row when it comes to battling for championships and bike performance and stuff like that. But the 450 is just different enough. I mean, like they're gonna struggle bringing in a 450, plus working with a rider that
is mad at them since last weekend.
Well,
I'm joking,
but like as far as like even say Mookie on the bike, right? He's not coming up into the 450 ranks. He's kind of been there a little bit, you know what I mean? So,
and his setup's going to be a lot different than Dylan's
okay, well,
setup.
put it this way. If they have those 3, if that is what it ends up being, you have Dylan, AP, and then third would be Mookie, Supercross only. If those are your 3, one guy's a rookie, and he's little. One guy has been on the team for a couple of years, and it has not gone well, and he has not liked his bike. And the other one is coming off of the best season of his career on a Honda that he gelled with perfectly. You have 3 guys that are all in majorly different scenarios, so it's not like you're going to go, hey, this is going to be an easy transition. You're going to have to specifically work with each one of the 3 and do their own thing. They're all different. Mookie and Aaron do not ride the same, and Dylan is brand new to that bike.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? They got their work cut out for them to make 3 different riders all happy when all 3 are coming from a different background.
And you got one that doesn't want to leave Florida.
Which one doesn't want to leave? Oh, Malcolm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, he'll do his California stuff too.
Yeah.
He's trains with Swanee at that
That's
place,
true.
so he's not afraid to come out there, and I guarantee that's part of the deal too, because I know that whole team works with Swanee, which Malcolm does already anyway. So there's a lot of reasons for that all to work. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be good. I'm excited.
It is. It's gonna be really good. What else?
So you
kind of
said something that you wouldn't share with me and Andy. I mean, you know some stuff. Can you give us any hints or?
Yeah, I'll leave you a hint right now. I want everyone to remember this. I'm going to plant a little seed right now.
This is like a tweet that's going to age well.
Yeah, I'm planting a seed right now that right now today, this seed is going to turn into the most shocking news in the sport in 5 years. It's coming.
So it's a stretch.
No.
No. It's when this comes out here.
It's gonna shock.
I'm just curious. What's your timeline? Okay, it's going to happen before.
Yeah. Before
A1.
next year.
It's going to have it for A1.
Before next year, something really interesting.
That's
and
a little
cool
too
and
broad,
weird.
Poppy.
No, it's going to be. It's mind blowing. It'll break.
Yeah,
it'll whatever new. It combine every signing that happens in the off season. It'll be bigger than all those.
Yeah,
combined.
so I don't think it has to do with the riders. I think it has to do with the format. We're gonna have a chase.
No. It has to do with.
There's going to be more comments than there was when we canceled Indiana Supercross, and people.
I'm telling you right now, it'll be the most mind boggling news to drop if it happens, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen.
Daniel got it right. He's riding Supercross next year.
If it doesn't happen, and round 1 comes and goes, and this doesn't happen, I will tell you all what is happening.
Joe, save that.
What
Save
is
that
happening
clip.
right now?
Save that
It couldn't
clip.
fail. That's all I'm saying. Okay, either something's going to come out and blow all your minds,
There's listeners
or
right
it's
now
not.
who
And I'm going
have
to tell
just
you what it was
fire
in
coming
January.
out of their head right now.
Hey, there's
It's
a
the
vital
best.
thread right now.
Already.
It's the
Started.
best.
Yeah.
I want you all revved.
But it is good for the sport.
Maybe.
I would say net positive, pretty heavy.
Okay, just because,
Okay, if
like,
there's a pie, go ahead, Andy. Go ahead.
no. So I was just thinking, like, what could it be? You know, you got the electric bikes coming out for the little kids. You know, were they going to try to sprinkle in some electric bikes? I don't think that's good for the sport.
Nope.
But, so I'm just trying to,
Probe him.
yeah, not really probe him, just curiosity. You know?
I can't give more because it'll
It's going to
steer you-
affect,
yeah, it'll-
but what he's saying is it's going to affect
The whole sport.
industry.
It's
It's
the
not
whole
like
sport.
one team has this golden egg and they're going to drop that bomb. It's
It's a
something
whole-
that's gonna, and it's for the positive. So that would rule out. You know, I was thinking, oh, maybe they are getting rid of the outdoors because I know
feel
some
like
teams.
Joe, I kind of feel like I told you last week when I was here.
You did.
So you know what I'm talking
I
about
do.
now.
Yes, I do.
I got more confirmation.
It is a universe-changing event. It's drastic
For the sport, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Two moto
out of a
format
pie,
Supercross.
out of a pie, Joe, is it 60% good, 40% bad?
That's a tough one to. You can't put it like that.
Okay.
For the fans?
Yeah, for the fans,
It's 100.
it's 100% good.
Oh, that's cool. You threw another hint in there.
I mean, it's
You
there is
just
no
move
pie.
on. There's
Yeah.
people who are so pissed right
Yeah,
now.
I'm
I
super
love it.
sorry.
It,
I love
has
it.
to do
I'm
with
one of them.
networking or
I'm super sorry.
I love
what else
it.
silly season? 250 class?
Yeah.
He's probably going to the booth.
No, it's not that. It's not that.
Oh,
It's not
Ralph
that.
is.
We
gonna
said
be,
everybody's going to be
They're still
happy.
waiting on the
Yeah,
test.
I said it was 100% good.
Not 49%.
Yeah, not a 30% approval rating.
That's awesome.
No.
We'll wait and see.
It'll either happen or I'll tell you what was going to happen after round one.
Okay.
Just put it this way: if it does, you'll know you'll remember this moment
Yeah.
right now and be like,
Everybody
Main event
listening-
dropped it first.
Everybody will
that's what he was
listening-
talking about.
Everybody will listening will know.
Yeah.
The seed was planted here in this bat cave.
Yes.
Okay.
You're welcome, Motoheads.
Hey,
such a dick.
Joe. In fact, to make it even better,
Hey, just for the
Nick-
record, I hate it too. I don't like the carrots, you guys. I don't like to be teased.
But you like that I'm teasing these two right now because you
Well,
know
he
what
loves
it
it
is.
now because
Yeah.
he knows what it is.
Yeah,
Now
when
that
you're,
he, now
when
that
you're
he-
on the other side, it's a little bit more fun.
I feel like I'm at the strip club, just throwing money out,
Totally.
just getting nothing.
Just blue balls all night
Hey,
long.
and to make this even better, Joe, write it down.
'Kay.
The show title is "The Seed Has Been Planted."
Oh boy.
out of curiosity, does Mathis know what you're talking about?
No.
Okay, so
No.
it's.
I'm
more
gonna listen to
production
Monday's
side.
show because if you know
No.
Mathis, if he doesn't know something, he's gonna blow you out.
And if he does, he might. And if, I'll tell you what. The minute he does, he'll ruin it. I guarantee you, he'll say something. There's no way because it is his job to be the guy to break.
Oh, yeah,
what
'cause,
I know.
dude, he was-
I told. What did I say a couple weeks ago, Joe? I don't like breaking stuff that I'm not really supposed to
Yeah.
even know. Like I'm not supposed to know some things.
Yeah.
So for me, there's no way I can do that. It's his job. Like if this podcast was my number one thing, and
Yeah.
and making this the biggest thing in my life, then breaking news on here would be what we do, right? Because we want people to know, come here for breaking news. That's what I would do. So believe me, if he finds out about it, he would drop it. There's no way he wouldn't.
Yeah, he texted me way before the Bobby Hewitt thing was like, "Hey, so I hear he's leaving." I'm like, "Huh?" Like,
Hey,
I'm like, "What?"
yeah.
So then we
I want the
we
background
reached
story
out,
on that.
We reached out,
might not
and
ever
they're like, "No, everything's solid." Who told you? They're like, "Why are you asking this?" And we're like, no reason. Just kind of heard the rumbles." And we're like, "Okay, shoot." Now we look like idiots asking the team what's going on. They're just like, "Nope, we're solid. We're solid. We're solid. We're solid." And then about 2 months goes by. Bobby Hewitt calls my dad personally. My dad looks and he's like, "Oh, Bobby's calling me. I wonder what this is all about." And my brain clicks. I'm like, he's calling about what we asked him 2 months ago. He's telling us he's leaving.
Yeah.
And we thought that it wasn't really happening because. So my dad gets off the phone and goes, "Yeah, it's done deal. They're going to announce it soon." But he wanted to just thank us for our relationship and and whatever. And
And I heard a rumor that he's not leaving.
Who's not?
Bobby, like he's leaving Husky, but he's gonna be back, and he's gonna have a rider that's gonna be sick.
Oh, that would be who?
That's just what I heard.
Now you're full of it. You're just trying to get in. You're just trying to get to my level.
Just trying to
I'm, I'm trying to change the world over here. Now you're just like trying to one up me. Joe,
I'm not.
what do you hear this?
One upper guy over here.
One upper, dude.
No way, dude.
Trizzle jizzle with the one
Oh
upper.
my gosh.
maybe he knows. Maybe Hurlings is coming to the States for
That'd be
outdoors.
sick.
That would be sick.
He would destroy everybody.
I said by A1
Just kidding.
or
I'm just
by
kidding.
yeah. I said by A1.
Yeah.
I didn't say by outdoor.
No, this year or this 2021 season, I think if we get Supercross and everything, it's going to be the best year.
Maybe if we get Supercross.
I'm just saying, I don't know what's going to happen with this stuff.
Supercross is fine. Trust me.
Daytona 500 is already sold out.
Yeah,
And that's
Is
in
it?
February. Yeah.
Really?
Oh gosh, yeah. They had fans this weekend at Daytona. That place was packed.
They had fans today at Argyle. Place
Hey,
was packed, too.
Loretta Lynn's, I'm telling you right now, the Amateur National, dude.
Crazy, right?
Right. Nothing's changed. Like, Tennessee, they're waving to you with their mask hanging on their hip. How you doing?
How you doing?
That's to wipe the mud when you slip and fall.
Oh gosh. Yeah, no, Supercross is fine. I heard little rumors and rumblings out there too that it was in jeopardy, whatever.
Yeah.
I got scared. I reached out. It's 100% fine. Everyone, calm down. Supercross 2021. Here's what's going to be Supercross 2021. Everybody from last year is still in there, but Marvin, Savacci, Shane, Chase, and Dylan are all adding to that class. Just think about how gnarly last year was. Add them 5.
Yep.
2021 is going to be insane. They will be factory riders that will miss mains, I think, early in the season. Straight up, there's going to be 20, 21 of them. All it takes is first turn polyp or a bad start. You're going to have factory guys missing mains. That's insane. Anything else silly season that we want to talk about 250-wise? I don't want to go off the Marchbanks thing again. I don't even want to talk about it. There's nothing new.
Harrison or Sinai end up on PC next year, you think?
No, I mean, there's already... Marchbanks is already being told he's not going back there, so they're not going to bring
So who
him.
replaces him?
Seth Hamaker, I think.
You think he'll be fine with his...
I don't know if he
E-bar?
will or if that's the plan. I don't know. I have no idea, but...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even want to talk about Marchbanks anymore. It makes me mad. I actually get super frustrated by it because it's like, what the hell? But from what I do understand, if this is all confirmed, which
Okay, so here we go. Here's a lapper.
What?
This is one of them that got on my nerves.
Who is that?
We're not gonna talk about it. Nope.
Is that the Deuce?
He just went from 0.9 behind Cincerillo to being
like...
in 5th place or 4th place.
Is that 7 Deuce?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still hasn't passed him. Three straightaways.
Oh my gosh.
Almost got landed on by Tickle.
Dude, Antignap looks fit though. Like, he's been doing his outdoor work and he's over here wanting to roundhouse the guy.
Got Twisted T now in hep.
I didn't
Twisted
say
T
that.
sponsor.
I didn't say
I know.
anybody's number. These guys are throwing numbers out there.
Ooh, I got something else that's
This
cool
is
for you
my
guys.
bro.
I've been doing these Zoom calls for Supercross that are going to be coming out here in the next few weeks. I don't want to say who's on them yet, but I've been doing these cool Zoom interviews.
Like get the hype up?
No, just remember, did you watch any of the videos I did in Salt Lake, the Beyond the Track stuff, where I had Osborne and Faulkner? Doing more of those, but with a little twist to it. Just the people that we're having on, and they've been really, really good. So those will be coming here pretty soon. It's going to be awesome.
Silly season. What about the local kid that you know that rides KTMs here that you're on his program? You hearing if he's going to ride Supercross?
But put it this way. Lucas Myrtle is a very open person with me. He's usually pretty good.
Yeah.
He will not even acknowledge the question when I ask what's going on there.
Look, I saw him today on 250F. Did.
I haven't seen him yet on one.
So good.
I mean, he rode the Super Mini like a psychopath. He rode the 125 like a psychopath. Was he good?
He was good. Him and Preston Mole today were ripping. Like, ripping. It was good to see.
It's crazy how good Preston still is, too.
Dude, today's his birthday.
I know.
Happy birthday, Preston.
I thought he was going to end up being out at Argyle today, but...
he said...
no,
I talked to him,
we're
not
talking
at
again
pros.
about Max Volan, and
Yes.
I don't know. Myrtle won't tell me. I think he knows that it's going to make me upset.
Yeah.
Well, that team is going to have less riders, right? So it's harder to put him in a spot.
I don't know what's going on over there yet. And when it all comes out, I will either be really happy or really upset. Obviously.
I think you'll be happy.
I hope so, but we'll see. Anything else 250-wise? I think, like I was saying, is if the gas thing happens, apparently there would be 2 250 riders on the team. So they would have 1 450, 2 250s.
And currently the team has 5 or 4?
4, but Moreau was the 4th.
Yep.
So it got trimmed down to 3 during Supercross. So right now they have 3: Brown, Hartraff, and Drake. And from what look at that smoke. From what I've heard, Brown is obviously good there. I think he's still got a year left in his contract with the team. And then I guess it would be who gets that second spot, and it would be Hartranft or Drake. And if that's true, one of them answered pretty hard at Ironman. One of them really wants that other spot. You know what I'm saying? So
that's so sick right there where Tomac's jumping over that hump.
No, that's scary.
But did you notice earlier in the race, Wilson did it way cleaner?
Yeah.
No, he did.
Marsha did it too, I think.
Wilson gets the pop, and
he downsides it.
Tomac every time was
just kind of skips it,
clipping it. Yeah.
It's cool though. This mid-moto how they find that stuff. Like I just always thought that was cool how they all, not all, but there's a lot of times you watch them and they weren't doing it, not doing it, and then boom, they pull it out of the hat.
Mm-hmm.
Like just have that mindset.
Hey, Faulkner should be back pretty soon too, right? I mean, he's ripping motos. I've seen him riding outdoor and kind of posting like he's. I mean, I would say he's gonna come back, right? He's not gonna just skip them all if he's.
He's already
outdoor.
Ripping. Like I don't follow him, but someone showed
Well,
me
he
video.
seems like the kind that's not going to really ever change that. It's just how much strength does he have, you know, or what's his insides feel like after 10 minutes, you know?
Home life is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
We swipe right now, bro.
Oh, okay.
We good?
All right.
Yeah, that's I don't know where to go with that one.
What was the quote? Did you see that tweet he did?
No.
And it was like
an Anderson quote, and then Anderson.
Yeah, but it was like
Mitch Payton.
Mitch Payton, because it was like something about chicks.
Yeah.
Faulkner posted it?
Faulkner posted.
Did you see Anderson's comment?
Where's my thing?
Anderson's comment's the best thing I've
Find
ever
it.
seen in my life.
Because I'm not on Twitter. I need to see
it's
this.
good. And he'll show it to you. It's comical.
It was good.
Faulkner will be fine.
No, yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely another title contender. You know, with Ferrandis leaving, Sexton's out.
Oh, I mean, he's the favorite in my opinion.
Yeah.
Next year. I mean,
100%.
he's won more races than anybody over the last 2 years.
It says, okay, right here.
So this is Faulkner on Twitter.
This is him on Twitter. In quotes, it says, dirt bikes have helped more riders through breakups than anything else. No girl has ever made a guy quit riding dirt bikes. Mitch Payton.
But now go look at Anderson's comment.
On Twitter?
Yes.
Yeah, now I'm going to I'll have to go to his thing. There's so many comments.
He probably blocked you.
Probably did, because I picked him in my fantasy. And
and he knew.
Yeah, he's like...
You gave him a faulty seat that fell off his bike at... Was that... Yeah. Yeah, he blocked you after Salt Lake when your seat fell off his bike.
I got to tour Andy's facility on Friday.
I love Guts'
Dude, it's
facility.
so cool. I took my dad up there.
Andy, never move out of that building. Like, don't move. It's just...
I took my dad there, and he was
there's
like,
something about the
man.
feeling in that place that is just so organic and like straight up like business, like family. It's don't ever leave that spot, Andy.
We're not planning on it.
Dreams are made. This is where dreams are made. Like my dad
can't
did.
find
He
it?
was
No
cool.
Anderson?
I couldn't find it.
What did he say?
I was too caught up
He
in...
like called Faulkner and he said something about making us look like little dirt bikers, little bitches or something like that.
Oh.
So,
But then on his own personal one, Anderson asked if he should start a fans-only account. What kind of content people want to see. And that thread gets pretty good. It's funny.
The crazy one is, you guys all know the Stank Diggity Dog.
Yep.
He's pretty popular, right? You look at his Instagram followers. I don't even know what he's at these days, but he's popular.
up there. Yeah.
Do you know how many Snapchat followers that dude has?
Yeah, he has a subscription. I don't know what he has, but I saw he has his
Dude,
thing pops up subscription.
He has shown me before.
Yeah.
Over 1 million people watch his things. He's had over 1 million. He's like, dude, look. And I'm like, what the hell? And like, what some of his stories, not everyone. You know how some take off more than others, whatever?
Yeah.
He's had him over 1 million.
That's awesome.
That is crazy.
That's so cool. He's
And it's
such a good dude. Like
I
he's
know.
so funny.
Did he make the national? Yeah, he made it.
He made it.
But
yeah.
he was, I don't know.
You guess who showed up to Keith Knight's wedding last night?
Who?
Ronnie Mack.
For real?
Swear to God, it's on Instagram.
In costume?
Yeah,
The
in
whole
costume.
nine. Smoked it. Keith called Keith out after they just tied the knot. Said I do. Fired his bike up, rode out. Keith hopped on it, smoked the tire, and took off on the bike, and then brought it back.
How'd that happen?
He's good friends with Briar Perry, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Briar was there.
Yeah, and Briar was in the wedding.
Oh, makes sense. Makes
Yep.
sense. Okay.
I saw Briar cutting it loose. In some
He was having
videos.
fun. He was having fun. He's working a lot, so I think it was good for Briar to have some fun.
Nice. Well, Ronnie Mack, he's still around.
Yeah, congratulations.
He lives in Oregon.
Yeah, Bend, Oregon. He's having it. I'm not. Never mind. But yeah, it was cool to see him.
I love it when when puts half of his foot in his mouth and then
Yeah.
spits out the other.
I gotta calm her down.
Anything else fantasy wise, or not fantasy wise, but silly season wise? Anything?
No, not that I know of.
No.
I'm kind of waiting for JGR, I just, and the whole Suzuki thing in general, and like, I don't know, like what's going to happen there.
I'm hearing good things in every way over there.
They
with
seem
Suzuki
happy.
and the title sponsor. I mean, from what I've heard, there's a little wine and dine going on this week, and they're trying to seal this thing, and I think they're gonna be able to make a bigger push.
See, I've always felt bad about the Suzuki teams across the board, even with RCH, was that like there's no grooming, right? Dungey was the last one that Suzuki groomed, and then after that, not that the guys they're picking up are like chopped liver or leftovers or whatever, but they're all guys that are further in their career.
They haven't had a place to land guys, so they've lost guys like that. Jarrett Fry
Roxon was
kid.
the best one they could have kept.
He was remember Jarrett Fry was a Suzuki amateur guy, and then Star apparently poached him, or I don't know how it all went down, but I mean, if you're Jarrett, I get it. If you're Jarrett Fry, right? Star Racing, I mean, they call you. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
But that's because the Suzuki guys haven't had a landing spot, so they just need a better program that is built for the long haul and not always wondering if they're going to be good in a year or two. You know what I mean? They need
but even
10
some of these
years
dudes,
of security so they could build people in, like even like the Schwartz kid. Like
I was going to say, Dylan's really good.
Yeah, like you would want to develop a guy like that
Yeah.
and put him somewhere, but it all kind of times out.
And he's got multiple offers too, from what I
But
heard.
what about some of these other kids? Who's the kid that I think he rode for Rock River at Loretta's? He was an amateur and then debuted as
Gonzalez?
a rookie and rode solid. Like
here this year?
Yeah.
Gonzalez.
Yeah, like JGR should be over in his camp. Like, hey, like what's going on? Like, let's talk. Like, it just always like they hired James Stewart. He's, kind of getting close to the end of his career. You know what I mean? Like their whole history of being a team, they've never been able to.
They don't have 8 amateurs like Geico.
It seems like
Star.
they've had to patch things together a lot.
Yeah.
Their 250 riders are always at the end of the 250 thing.
Yeah, like
they
Alex is at the end, and then you get Lopes kind of early, and it doesn't work, and he's gone. Like I know what you're saying. There just hasn't been like. But if they had a title sponsor that was going to be around for a long time, and Suzuki gave them the security that they were going to be there for a long time, and it was all good, they can start making moves like that, Andy. That's the problem, is they don't really know what they can ever do. They don't really know, and then when they can do it, they're kind of like throwing big money at whoever's left and kind of trying to
make it happen.
I mean, maybe that happens this year. Everyone's wondering where Marchbanks ends up. Maybe JGR pulls this deal, Suzuki goes, hell yeah, and then next thing you know, Marchbanks at JGR. And let me tell you right now, that Suzuki 250 is really good. It's
I don't
a really
see anything
good bike.
wrong with the bike, honestly.
It gets starts, which if you're in a power class, that'd be the biggest concern. You get starts, so put Garrett Marchbanks on a JGR Suzuki maybe if they get their program put together in time and can do it. But the problem is it's so late always, they miss out. So you never know.
Suzuki not just hired, maybe a couple months now, but they just hired a new president, and the dude's all about racing.
I've heard it way looks better.
Yeah.
Like
he loves racing.
Yeah, and there's a lot of optimism.
Yeah,
which is good. We
Dustin
need them to stick around. They can't go.
Pipes told me that well, the crazy thing about Suzuki is us dirt bikers think it's always a financial thing. He said that being where he is now, Suzuki as a corporation and Kawasaki are like way wealthier than the other brands.
Oh, Suzuki makes those little cars that they buy in like Indonesia and Thailand. They're like, they have this little, I don't even know what it is, but I heard they have some little car that is like the most popular thing in some of these countries, and they're killing it. Like the company in general, like the big mama company is doing the best it's ever done.
Yeah,
this
but
division
just
struggle.
The people that are involved with the dirt bike part of it just don't either take it that serious or feel that there's no need to take it that serious.
And you guys got to remember too, how this works is Suzuki is the company. They allot a budget to send to the American market. That it's not like they're whoever runs American Suzuki here is the one who's doing on. I mean, Chris Wheeler's ready to go. So it's just whatever he's given every year by the parent company who is overseas, in Asia. So they're waiting on them to tell them what they can do. And when they don't tell them or when they don't give them much, then they don't get to do much. So if you got a president who's now in charge, who's in and says, hey, let's rock and roll. Let's do something. You guys have, and in my opinion, JGR deserves it. They have, they've done it, man.
They spent a lot of money.
They have survived over and over and over. Like they've proven that they can go the distance. Give them the goods again and give them another shot to build it right. I think they could do it. They need a good 5 to 7 year commitment that they know that they can work with. Agreed. In my opinion, I you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it'll be good. I'm excited.
The show was good. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Sponsors before we say our goodbyes. Actually, we'll do a little shout out so you guys can think about it. But Fly Racing, thank you guys. That 2021 gear is looking so good. You all know it. Mika Metals, Evan again, crashing quite a bit today. Bars straight.
Solid.
They don't bend. I'm very happy with Mika. Damn, is that your foot?
My bad.
I thought it was outside a minute ago, Joe. I thought we were about to get some
rolled up on.
pack of yotes were coming in here. No Toil, Ryan, love you. EMT Racing, Viral Moto. Make sure you go to viralmoto.com. Olmi Creations, motosport.com. All American Chevy of Colleen. Screen printing done. Guts Racing, Main Event Moto for 21% off. Did you put the code back to 21?
I might have left it at 25. We'll never know.
All right.
I'm getting me a seat cover
this week. 25% off. Just don't have Andy write you a personalized note. It'll be a bad day for you. No?
No.
Yeah. It's 9
Joe?
o'clock.
Yeah.
It's 9 o'clock.
Okay. Scott USA, thank you guys so much.
2021 goggles. Good. I got a pair.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Wore them today.
Of which ones?
They're in my gear bag. I'll go get them for you.
The Prospect or the other ones?
Prospects.
What's the other one called again?
Fury.
Fury, I
But the
forgot.
new colors are
Evan
good.
wears the Fury now. And
I just heard that.
likes it.
Yeah.
All night long.
The new 2021 colors are good.
DRS suspension with Race Tech. Thank you guys so much. And believe me, these problems we're having are not on you guys. It's not you, dude. Running into people and crashing the first turn is not on the suspension. The bike has been perfect. And Blend's all cool saying, yeah, you know the parts in the pits guy?
Oh, yeah.
That
Rich.
That's still just rocking and rolling. So I bought a spark plug from him today, and I was wearing my Blenzall shirt. And I walked up, he's all, Blenzall? And he was like so pumped. And I was like, yeah, man. And he like stood up out of his chair. He was so
He's
fired
still doing
up.
it?
Yeah.
Sold me a
That's
spark plug
insane.
today.
He's got to be like 78, 80.
No, he's 105.
Yeah,
Because he was 70 or 80 when I was a kid.
Yeah, no, he's
Rich,
triple
dude,
digits.
He kills it.
Hey, bought a plug from him today, and he was stoked when he saw my Blenzall shirt.
Still the
cool.
same trailer, same motorhome.
Everything.
Dude, it's dope.
It is.
Sac Raceway wouldn't be the same without him.
Yeah, the best thing
He
too.
made trackside vending.
The best thing too, dude.
Don't jinx it, Andy.
Hey, yeah, don't even talk about him.
Oh, yeah, I can't put him in my fantasy. If I put him in my fantasy league.
Dude, get out of here with that, Andy. Goodness gracious. All right, well, it was a good show. Shout out. Triple give a shout out.
I want to give out a shout out to my wife for letting me come out here.
She's a
Happy
good
wife,
woman.
happy life.
She's a good woman.
Yep.
Andy,
I want to give a shout out to the Guts employees, man. They're crushing it right now.
are they?
crushing it.
Yep.
Are they
Yeah.
keeping up? Because I know it's been.
And he's got a sweatshop.
You guys have been
over there.
covering seats, man.
Yeah. No, it's been good. Everybody's killing it there right now. I'm super
You
stoked.
still got that really cute chick that works there?
Maybe.
2 of them.
See, Triple J knows.
There might be more. I just know that there's one. I literally had
Oh,
to
boy.
ask Andy. I was like,
boy.
dude, you know better than to bring in girls that good looking
Oh,
into the
boy.
workplace. This is not a good idea.
Yeah,
She's still there?
Yeah, recently we had a little gathering in my house with friends, my age, whatever. And one of them brought up because my friends were starting to get a little intoxicated, so they were telling their wives about the girls that work for me.
Oh, boy.
And my wife chimes in and tells me about how hot they are. I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't even really notice. My wife's like, oh yeah, man, they're super cute and da 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 da. And
Well, it's like, put it this way. Andy's got these cuties working over there so bad that my wife, when I had to send Evan's seat to go to Andy to get cut and covered,
Yeah.
she's like, you're sending it, right? You're not going up there? I was like, no, I'm shipping it. Chill out.
Yeah.
Because she knows. She sees the stories. You're smart.
Put
Gus
them on the
has-
website, Andy holding the seat.
Yeah.
Sales will go
oh
up
yeah,
20%.
no, we do little teaser videos and stuff on our Instagram.
So
story.
Andy's shout out is the cute girls working at gutsracing.com. Joe, shout out.
I'm going to shout out Andy's cute girls working at racing.com. What's up, ladies?
What's up, ladies? And I'm going to give a shout out to Evan. Man, I'm sorry, buddy. We'll get it together, dude. We'll get a new seat cover and we'll be fine. He's just jinxed. Andy jinxed you. Just kidding, Andy. Anyways, good show. Thanks, guys, for coming in. 2 Red Buds. Joe, Friday and Monday, do we do a double Red Blood day?
We'll talk about it. We'll see what's up.
Okay, so guys, next week no. I'm gone next week. I'm going to the Top Gun, Washougal.
snap.
Big.
Yeah, I'm going up to the Top Gun. I'm going to be gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Joe. So, yeah, we'll do it when we get back. We'll do a double Red Bud. All right.
Did you hear any? Did you
hold
hear
on.
anything about Kenny Watson? How'd it go?
Oh, I didn't hear how it went.
A
but
Bling Cup or Bling something.
yeah, cool name. So Joe, we'll do a double Red Bud.
I do know
Red
who won.
Bud then, all right.
Cool.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Chiz.
He did?
The Chiz won everything.
Did
down
Alessi
there.
show up?
Not that I know of.
How big was his check? $5 grand?
I didn't see that part.
Oh.
But but I think we sponsored the event, so I should be getting some information on it soon.
That's cool. I'm happy for Kenny. I hope that thing went well, and happy for my buddy Brent Davis, Spot Network. So hopefully it all went well. Joe,
Yeah.
good to see you, man.
You too, buddy.
Andy, good to see you. Triple,
Thanks for having me.
glad you came out.
I'll be back in a couple years for another wedding.
Yeah, when Ballard gets married, come on back. We'll have you on the show.
He's married. I just don't know if he's throwing a party or not yet. But
so he got married, but he didn't have a party because of COVID?
I don't know if it's because of COVID. He just had a little small ceremony at his house. I think it was at his house, not his house, maybe somebody else's. But they're gonna throw a huge party. I think this year.
Nice.
I just went to my first COVID. Well, I've been to a couple weddings now, but we went to one. It was like more mid-COVID. It was the first Zoomed wedding I've ever been to.
Oh no way!
Luckily, I'm tight enough that I wasn't in the Zoom part, but somebody else in town was like, "Yeah, so what do you think of? We're gonna be watching so and so's wedding on Zoom," and I didn't have the heart to tell that dude that I got to be there. Like I wasn't.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah,
for the Zoom wedding.
Yeah, and they had little tripods all set up, and then they had another monitor so people could come by and wave it, talk to the Zoomers.
That's
the
insane.
hundreds of people that couldn't
make
attend.
it.
Yeah, so that was pretty wild. I was like, all right. I felt pretty privileged to be on the good side, so I made sure to drink a lot of beer.
Did you wear your mask?
Heck no. I got to be drinking beers, bud.
How can you drink beer with a mask on, Joe?
Yeah.
That's so different here than Tennessee.
Why?
We can eat at restaurants though, no problem.
Oh, I showed Triple J though. In Placerville, we break the rules.
Dude, we had good food.
I'm
We have
sure
a
there's some
restaurant.
places in California that are not
yeah.
abiding by the rules.
But
good show, guys.
awesome.
175. I want to end this show because I want to know what Triple knows, because I know that you'll give that up. I'm not giving up mine. Because you will. I know you will. All right, good show. Well, double Redbud coverage in a week and a half. See you guys.
See ya.
Main event motor. Screw it. You know it by now.